Okay. All right. Welcome to Write, Publish, Repeat: Secrets to Publishing a Successful Fiction and Nonfiction Book Series, starting at the top of the hour. And we're about to get going here. So I've got some cool bonuses that we're going to give away within the first couple of minutes here. So make sure that you stay tuned. In the chat box, really quickly, let me know, how did you find out about this event? Let me know, how did you find out about this event? And let me know where you're watching from as well. All right. So Secrets to Publishing a Successful Fiction and Nonfiction Book Series, the series secrets that they're not teaching you, but I will. All right. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure that you can actually hear. So if you can hear me, put yes into the chat box. And if you can see my screen, all right, give me a yes as well. Let me know if you can hear me. You can see my screen. Thank you. Thank you. The yeses are coming in. All right. Perfect. Perfect. I'm actually going to turn off the chat. You guys will be able to chat with me. Okay, but you won't be able to chat with one another. So sometimes, especially when we get like hundreds and hundreds of people on these things, um, having the chat going and flying can become distracting. So you can still chat with me and answer my questions, all right? But you won't be able to chat with one another. Okay. So if you're watching the recording, if we happen to have a recording, make sure that you turn up your volume, make sure that you press play, and make sure that your sound is not muted if you cannot hear anything. All right. So I want to give you guys a chance to go in before we get started and set up a free strategy call. This is one of my coaches here, Caroline Desange. She's in our Kindle Cashflow community. And she actually will help you if you are an author, a writer, a digital publisher, an entrepreneur, and you're looking for help with finishing, publishing, marketing, and selling your books or your content. Go in and schedule a free call with us over at kindlecashflow.com/call. So kindlecashflow.com/call. I'm going to give you a lot of links. So either write them down really quickly or go in and take a screenshot really quickly. All right. So what I'm about to share with you works. It works like gangbusters, as a matter of fact. How do I know that this works? Well, I know that it works because I was actually one of the very first, right, to get started with selling physical books on what Amazon had back in the day called Amazon Advantage. All right, Amazon Advantage. I got my start back in 1998. How many people are aware of Amazon Advantage or ever knew that they had this program that existed? This was where you actually took your physical books and you shipped them over to Amazon, and Amazon would go in and they would take the orders, they would process them from their site, they would handle all of the returns, they would handle all of the shipping, the fulfillment, and everything else. So I got my start with Amazon Advantage back in 1998, a long time ago now, a very long time ago, almost 30 years ago. And I was one of the very first to start selling books on KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, getting my start in 2007. I've been invited to multiple countries to teach and speak on the subject of digital publishing, and have literally spoken on the subject multiple states here in the US as well. I've sold tens of thousands of digital products and literally probably hundreds of thousands, to be honest with you, but I just have tens of thousands here because I know that it's 100% accurate, all right? I've taught thousands of people how to write, create, and or sell digital products as well. And most boring of them all, I've made lots of money selling digital content, lots and lots of money. Pretty boring unless you're my wife, she likes that. My children like that as well. So this works for all types of books. Fiction, nonfiction, audio books. It works for Kindle books. It works for physical paperback. It works for hardcover books. You name it. All right. What type of an author or writer are you? Put it in the chat box. Let me know. What type of an author or writer are you? Put it in the chat box really quickly. It works for just about everything. So here's what other people had to say about this webinar. Betty Powell, who's been around our community for years, says that this was an excellent session on creating a book series. Thank you so much, Ty. Aaron Doherty, who's also one of our team members here, one of our partners, I should say. She said, thank you, Ty, more great information. We just got a ton of people who have watched this thing. Literally thousands of people have watched this and they all love it. I want you to, as the late Wayne Dyer used to say, have a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing. Right? I'm going to share with you some things that you probably have never heard of before, some concepts that you've never heard of. And although we do these trainings to thousands of individuals, every once in a while we get one person who's like the negative nanny, right? We get that one person out of thousands. We have that one person who has this closed mind, right? So I want you to have this open mind and be open to everything and attached to nothing, as Wayne Dyer would say, right? Or used to say, I should say. So be open to what I'm going to share with you about publishing, email list building, and everything else, marketing, everything else, right? Now, before we get started, I want to be fully transparent. The results and examples that I'll be sharing with you today are not typical, and I cannot guarantee that you'll achieve the same outcomes. Success in this program, like any other, depends on your effort, experiences, and, all right, this is not a get rich quick program. There are no guaranteed results. Okay, please understand what I'm sharing. Information to help you, but it's important to do your own research. Okay, it's important to do your own research. Right? So, does that make sense? Right? Let me know. All right. Now, the biggest thing here that you can do is pay attention. So I recently read this stat, and I thought it was pretty funny. It said that most adults have a lower attention span than children. Can you believe that? Most 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds, because of social media, have an attention span less than children. As a matter of fact, it says that they have an attention span of a goldfish on crack. So having the attention span of a goldfish is bad, but a goldfish that's on crack is even worse. So I want you to get rid of all distractions. So please try to refrain from being on Facebook. Let's test our self-discipline. Try not to be on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, your phone, right? We can do this for an hour because we are adults and we have the control over ourselves. Get rid of all distractions. I've helped hundreds of authors successfully publish and market their books, and I like to reward people who can actually focus and pay attention, okay? So I like to reward people who can focus and get rid of the distractions as well. And with that, I'm going to give you some free gifts if you are that individual. Okay, so I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions. I want you to ask me questions. I want you to answer as I go in and ask you questions as well. You probably are not going to be able to turn your camera on, but if you can turn your camera on, you probably can't. So don't worry about that. So the first bonus that I'm going to give you is what I call the series success framework. This works with both fiction and nonfiction. So this framework is your secret weapon. All right. It's your secret weapon. It's packed with ready to use templates. It takes the guesswork out of structuring your series, whether you're crafting plot arcs for fiction or organizing topics for nonfiction. Okay. It's your all-in-one guide to developing characters, building themes, and making your series just flow effortlessly. Right. So you won't find this anywhere else. And trust me, once you get your hands on it, you won't want to work without it. So stay tuned until the end so that you can get it. I'm going to give you a link at the very end. All right. So what am I going to give you at the link, guys? Let me know. Put it in the chat box. What am I going to give you at the end to claim your bonuses? A link. And then bonus number two, I'm going to give you the bestseller series launchpad. So this works with both fiction and nonfiction. The bestseller series launchpad is the ultimate tool for both fiction and nonfiction authors who want to dominate their niche. This is something that's packed with just strategies that successful authors use to promote their first book and keep that momentum going for every release within their series. All right. So this is an exclusive that you cannot get anywhere else but here. And the only way to get it is by sticking until the very end, sticking around to the very end, and I'll give you that link. All right. So if you're serious about turning your series into success, this is the roadmap that you need. Stay until the end of the workshop to claim yours. And then I'm also going to give you bonus number three, right? Which is the automatic marketing system. So this is our email and list building software. So after you registered for this event, did you get an email or did you get an SMS message? Let me know, which one did you get? Put it in the chat box, an email or an SMS message. Let's see. Okay. Some people are saying email. Some people are saying both. Some people are saying SMS text message. Very cool. So I'm going to give you a free 30-day trial to the AMS so that you can instantly access the same funnels and email list building templates that I use to build an email list of your own. If you are a writer, if you are an author, if you're someone who's looking to be successful, you cannot do it in this day and age without two things. Can you guess what those two things are? It's AI and automation. You cannot, if you're trying to be a writer, a successful writer in this day and age, you were doing it in an outdated 1980s, 1970s way of thinking. And now, without AI and automation, now I'm not talking about using AI to write your content. I'm talking about using AI to make everything easier. I'm talking about using automations like having automatic emails and automatic SMS messages go out. And without this stuff, you're working 10 to 100 times harder. All right. So I'm going to show you how you can use this stuff. And I'm also going to give you our software that we use to automate everything. You'll also get some really cool funnels. So for those of you that need to build out your email list, you're also going to get our nonfiction email templates and then our fiction email templates for free as part of this trial here. All right. And then you'll get our webpage funnels and our templates as well so that you can go in, you can sell your books. Using our funnels as well. All right. So I want you to take out your cell phone really quickly. Take out your cell phone. Let me know once you have it. And then take out your cell phone, put it on vibrate, put it on do not disturb, because you want to share your undivided attention for the next, as I said, 90 minutes here. All right. We'll be really quick on this, but you want to make sure that your undivided attention is here. So just over 25 years ago, Amazon opened to the public in July of 1995. Can you believe that it was that long? Like 1990, all right, eight, they introduced their Amazon Advantage program. And Amazon Advantage is a program, as I said earlier, that allows media content creators, authors, writers to sell their physical products, their physical books directly to Amazon, right? And Amazon ships out your books to people that buy them. So Amazon would buy my physical books directly from me and then sell them on its platform. So Amazon handled all of the sales, the customer service, the shipping, the returns, and the refunds. Pretty sweet, right? So all I had to do was just ship them like a box of my books. Sometimes I would ship them 40, 50 copies of my books. And then when those books would sell, Amazon would handle everything else. And then enters direct response marketing. So I'm selling a significant amount of books, but once direct response marketing entered the picture, I started to sell even more books. Does anyone know what direct response marketing is, or have you ever heard of this term? Let me know. Have you ever heard of this term here? All right, some people have. All right, very cool. All right, lots of people on here. So I started studying direct response marketing, and as a result, I saw my physical book sales take off like a freaking rocket, right? So April, direct response marketing is basically and Jane, they were not my old books. They're just my books that I had written. So direct response marketing is, and some of you guys are not going to be able to see the chat. I can only see the chat, right? So direct response marketing is marketing that teaches and that asks for an action from the reader. So I'll show you an example of what that looks like. So here's what direct response marketing looks like. It is a marketing strategy that encourages consumers, your readers, your buyers, to take a specific action immediately. And the number one goal of direct response marketing is to drive quick results, right? In our cases, it would be getting people to join your email list, getting people to buy your books, right? So that's how you use direct response marketing. So here's an example. This means like with direct response marketing, like you want the person that's seeing your message to do something now, like buy your book, sign up for your email list, download a sample chapter of your book, or join your virtual book event, right? It's where you ask people to take action immediately, like right away. So when you guys saw this ad on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, wherever you may have seen it, or you got an email, right? What I said in the ad was, click this link. Does that make sense? So that's an example of direct response marketing. Give me a yes if that makes sense, because I want to teach you this stuff. Because just knowing, especially as writers, like you can do really what you can do much better than where you currently are. Right? So just by telling people to take an action, a simple action, click this link, enter your name and email address here, right? You can increase your conversion rates. You can increase the rate at which people do things. Now, you have to tell people exactly what to do. Never assume that they're going to know to join your email list. Never assume that they're going to know to go over and buy your book. You have to tell them, hey, this is the link. This is where you can go buy my book. Right? So this is important for authors and writers, because both fiction and nonfiction authors and writers both it helps you to reach more readers quickly. It'll help you to sell more books, right? This will help you to build a loyal fan base, which is what you want. You want readers that come back over and over and over again. It'll help you to engage with your audience directly, just as I'm engaging with all of you. It allows you to have this one-to-many relationship. So I can speak to hundreds of people on a webinar like this, and it's just one of me. And I can do it without showing my face. I can do it being faceless. I could do it where I don't have to share my name if I don't want to, right? Now, oftentimes I'll do these where I share my face, but I want to do this one because I wanted to show you guys there's a lot of people that are intimidated by being on camera. If that's you, put me in a chat box. But give me a one if that's you. If you're intimidated by being on camera or being on social media, right, and you don't want to show your face, give me a one in the chat box. If you don't mind it, give me a two. That's fine, because there's no right or wrong with this. But with direct response marketing, you can be the person where you don't have to show your face. Okay? So you can encourage individuals to take immediate action, and you don't have to wait and hope that people will remember your book later. Instead, you guide them to take the next step right away. All right. So I see a few people, it's about half and half. So about half of you guys are putting the ones in, about half of you are putting a two in. So that's fine. Totally fine. So here's an example of how you can use direct response marketing. You can craft headlines that grab attention and highlight the benefit of your book. So, for example, fiction, right? If you're a fiction author, which many of you are, will love be your salvation or their doom? Question mark. Find out, and then you put the title of your book, The Lover's Quarrel. Check here to get your copy, or click here to get your copy. So, do you see how you're telling them exactly what to do? Click here to get your copy. That's an example of direct response marketing, right? Here's how this would apply to nonfiction. Unlock the secrets to, right? Buying your first home with no money down. Click here to get your copy. So you're telling them exactly what to do. And when you do this using direct response marketing, you only want to give them one action. So only one thing. Don't say, go here to join me on social media and click here to buy a copy of my book. And then go here to join my email mailing list. Because what happens is a confused mind doesn't do anything. A confused mind doesn't do anything. So it's one action at a time. Have you ever tried to get with a group of people and maybe make restaurant reservations? And it's the hardest thing, right? Trying to figure out what movie to watch. It's the hardest thing because there's too many choices. So you give them one option, right? So what I've done is I started to really, as I started to sell more and more books, I started to study direct response marketing even more and more and more. And what I did was I put together all of these tactics that worked really well for me in this one book for my personal use. And I named it Direct Response Marketing for Fiction and Nonfiction Authors. I didn't publish this book, it's only for my own personal use. And I want to give you a copy of this if you guys want a copy of it. If you want a copy, put yes in the chat box, all right? And if I get enough yeses, if I get everyone to say yes, all right, I'm going to give you a copy of it, okay, at the end of this thing. So if I get enough yeses, we got to get everyone to say yes. This will change your life, right? So it's nearly 100 pages of my best direct response marketing strategies for fiction and nonfiction authors, including being able to unlock the secrets to rapidly growing your audience using direct response marketing strategies that have the potential to attract readers like bees to honey. Learning how to create irresistible calls to action, CTAs, to compel readers to buy your book now, not later. This is what you want now, not later. Transforming your email list into a gold mine, generating consistent sales and keeping readers excited with every email that you send. Right? And then tapping into the power of social media to effortlessly engage readers and turn casual fans into supercharged promoters who help sell your books for you. You want other people to go out and promote your books as well once they buy your book and they know, like, and trust you. Right? So if I get enough yeses, I'm going to give you all a copy of that at the end of this training as well. So being able to pay attention, all right? Focusing on what I'll be sharing with you today will get you all of these incredible bonuses. And again, you don't have to be on camera, that's fine as well, all right? So let me ask you a question. Could these bonuses help you? Could they help you? All right? I got tons of yeses that are flying in. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to keep up. All right, so let's get back on track here. All right? If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the publishing process or unsure how to actually compete, like, publish or market your book to get readers, this is going to be a good training for you. It's going to be an incredibly good training for you. So in this session, I'll walk you through the strategies used by successful authors to publish, market, and attract more readers. In 1998, right, Amazon had that program that I did really well with. And then in 2007, Amazon KDP launches. Now, because I was doing so well here, I got invited to be one of the very first to go in and publish on Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing platform, right? Because I was doing so incredibly well there. I was sort of like a beta tester. Now, I'm extremely doubtful at this time, right? Because I'm selling lots of physical books. And I'm thinking, who's going to buy Kindle books? Like, who's going to want to buy digital books? Right? I was like the ultimate skeptic. How many people like what formats do you like to consume your books in? Audio books, physical books, or digital books? Put it in the chat box. Audio, physical, or digital. I'm more of a physical guy, so I didn't think that people would want to buy digital books. All right, so I see physical, someone just put physical, lots of people putting physical. I was wrong. I was really wrong. I'm also a big audio guy, Rhonda. My sister's name is Rhonda by chance as well. She's a really great person, so you got to be a good person. So I was wrong. People actually did want to buy Kindle books. And I started to sell a lot of Kindle books, like a lot, like a ton of them. So I go all in. I started to publish more and more books around subjects that I liked, subjects that I didn't like, subjects that I had no idea on as to what, they were. But I started to publish both fiction and nonfiction, books like on dating and romance and wedding planning and mystery, Japanese tomato garden, sci-fi, homeschooling, you name it. And I'm crushing. Like I'm just boom. And that's when I turned into an addict. All right. Like I turned into this addict, not the goldfish on crack addict, but my addiction was seeing sales come in. It got me so addictive that I would literally wake up in the morning in the middle of the night and sneak down to my computer. Like my wife thought I was going to the bathroom. I actually was sneaking down to my computer, logging into my Kindle Direct Publishing account to check my sales. Like how many people do that right now? Let me know. How many people consistently you go in and you check your KDP sales? Like I'm always doing that. Right? It becomes really addictive. So life was good. We're doing all types of things. And with these cells, it was extremely good. Right? I see someone says I did for a minute, and then guess what happens? Boom. Things started to flatline a little bit. Started to go nuts. Right? And I'm devastated at this point. Like I'm at a point where I'm like, what is going on here? Right? What did you think happened? So I started to publish even more books. I'm thinking I need new readers, so I'm publishing other books. I'm writing some myself. Some I'm hiring ghostwriters to write for me, and nothing's working. I start thinking maybe it's my titles or my covers, and that's not working, right? And then I start lowering my prices, which is the worst thing to do. Don't ever lower your prices. I'm going to give you the number one best price that you should start with when you publish your books for the first time. Remind me to give you that at the end. Right? And that wasn't working. Then I started thinking it's the quality of my book. So I started spending even more time writing and spending more money on even higher quality ghostwriters, and that's not working. Right? How many people think that their writing is not good enough for someone to buy? So I'm thinking maybe I lost my creativity. Now I'm being totally transparent with you guys. How many people think that maybe you're just not skilled enough to write books that people would want to buy? Because that's where I had went. That's where my mind started to go, right? And then I remember this quote by Maya Angelou. She says, "You can't use up creativity. The more you use it, the more you have. Like it doesn't run out, right?" So I dropped everything. I dropped everything. And then me and my mom, we used to have this tradition. We used to go to a bookstore, right, on the weekends sometimes, and we should just hang out for like hours at the bookstore. Right? And I remember having this Danbury Mint collection, right? So I had this Danbury Mint collection, and I would collect these little thimbles. Who here remembers Danbury Mint? Do you guys remember like these Norman Rockwell thimbles here that they used to have? Okay. And man, I used to collect all of these things. And I remember my mom asking me as we were riding to the bookstore, she's like, why did you collect all of those thimbles? Like I was like 15 at the time, 14, 15. All right. And I just felt stupid. I just felt like I had to have a complete collection. Like, and I'm thinking that she's asking me, like, why did I need to complete that stupid thimble collection? Why did you guys think that is? And stay with me, right? You're probably like, hey, Ty, this makes no sense. What do thimbles have to do with books? If you get this, you will outbeat your competition. You increase your chances of outbeating your competition, right? And do all humans have this burning urge and need to complete things that are part of a series? Right? Now, so here's the thing. When I first got started with the Norman Rockwell collection by the Danbury Mint, what they did was they sent you a free collector's case with your very first thimble. Do you guys remember that? In this collector's case, it held 100 thimbles. So you started with your first one, and here's your one little lonely thimble. Let's pretend all of these are empty. Now, why did they give you that case? Why do you think they gave you that case? Why do you think they gave you that case? Let's see. I got some smart folks here, right? Why do you think they gave you that case there to start with? Well, they gave you that case so that you would be compelled to fill them up, so that you can collect them all, so that you want more and more thimbles, right? And then I remembered hearing something that Tony Robbins said. And I got a chance to actually meet Tony Robbins, him and his wife, and spend some time with them backstage at one of his events in New Jersey. All right. And he said that, there's six human needs that everyone has. Doesn't matter if you are young, old, short, tall, skinny, fat, black, white, Catholic, Muslim, Christian, whatever. He says we have these needs for certainty, the need for uncertainty, the need for significance, the need for connection, the need for contribution, and the need for growth. All right. And thank you for all the answers that you guys are putting in. I want everyone to answer when I'm asking you questions because, again, that lets me know that you're paying attention. If you pay attention to this, you will never look at writing a book the same ever again, especially if you're looking to sell books and get lots of readers. right? So these are the six basic human needs that drive human behavior and influence our decisions. These needs are universal and they apply to everyone. The need for certainty. So if there's need for security, comfort, and predictability, people seek to feel safe and to avoid pain or stress. So this need is related to control and stability in life. And then the need for variety, right? Or uncertainty. While uncertainty is crucial, this one is crucial, humans also crave excitement. Right? So we want challenge, we want unpredictability, we want variety. It keeps us stimulated and it prevents us from getting bored. And then the need for significance. Now, these are your readers right here. If you get this, you'll better understand your readers. Most writers don't sell because, number one, they don't understand their readers. So the need for significance. Everyone wants to feel important, special, unique, or needed. So this need is about feeling valued and appreciated by others, and it can drive people to seek recognition or status. Then the need for love and connection. They need to feel connected to others, to give and receive love, and to experience a sense of belonging. So this can be fulfilled through relationships, friendships, or a sense of community. Now, here's the thing. All of us, have a need for all six of these, but there's one or two of them that we really need, right? That we really need. So I want to ask you, which of these do you see yourself appealing to more? Like, which is the one that you really need the most? Like for me, it would be contribution, right? Giving, which is why I'm doing this event here, right? It would be growth. I like to learn, and I would gamble that many of you also fall into this one as well, growth, all right? Love and connection, which is why I like being around my people. You guys are my people. I call us the one percenters. Right. So then there's growth, that need for constant development, learning, and self-improvement. And then there's contribution, for desire to give beyond oneself, to contribute to something greater and to make a difference in the lives of other people. Right. That's where I'm at. All right. So love and connection and growth, says Chantel. April's like love and connection, growth and contribution, says Rhonda. All right. They're coming in fast to show how many. All right. So yeah, very cool. So lots of you, as I guessed, growth and love and connection. Right. So, and because of these needs, we must collect every piece in the collection, right? Whether it's a coin collection or a Dow collection or a thimble collection in my case. We must see every movie in a franchise, all right? We must finish the puzzle or the game. We don't leave anything uncompleted. We must watch our favorite TV series, like Game of Thrones. My wife and I right now we went back, we're watching a very old series, The Resident. I guess it's older. She said it was old. I don't know. It looks new to me. And then we have to check things off of our to-do list, right? We have to go in and buy and maybe read every book in a series. And this is where it's important for you. That need for certainty, that need to complete things, that need to complete, a book series is where, if you get this understanding right, it will give you a paradigm shift. So here's where this makes it easier for us as digital publishers, as authors, as writers, right? That need and that drive to buy or finish a book series are most connected to these four basic human needs out of a six. You guys ready? Write these down. You can just write down the words. So like number one, certainty. And that is the need to feel safe and know what's going to happen. This is why people like knowing how things end. They'll finish a book series or they'll help your reader to feel complete and not left wondering what will happen next, right? That need for certainty. So here's an example of how this works in fiction. If you start reading Harry Potter, you'll want to finish all of the books to know how the story ends. Like you want the full picture, not just part of a story. How many people have ever started a series and it's hard to not complete it? Like it's hard to, even though it might be terrible, like you still go get the next book. All right. Absolutely, April. You have a market before it's even written. Right. So here's a nonfiction example. If you're reading a series of books about history, like the American Revolution, like you might want to finish them all so that you better understand the entire event. Right. Now, the second need is the need for variety, that excitement and new things. And the reason why is each new book in the series brings something different and exciting, like new characters or new facts. Here's a fiction example. In a mystery series like Nancy Drew, every new book has a different mystery to solve. That's what kept us as kids reading these Nancy Drew books. Who here read Nancy Drew as a kid? So your reader gets a chance to explore new adventures, and that keeps it fun. And then it's new book after new book after new book. Now it's Jeff Kinney's Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That's one of the series that kids love right now. Jeff Kinney is so. Did you believe that he has sold something like 300 million books because he understands the power of a series? Like how crazy is that? And the Hardy Boys, yes, right? How about like J.K. Rowling, like lover or hater? Leave your personal differences aside and be able to learn from people, even if you don't agree with their personal choices. But like she has been able to sell hundreds of millions of books because they get this. They get like the need for variety and certainty and incorporating this in their books, right? And then the third one is significance. The need to feel important or proud. Here's how significance works. People feel proud when they finish a book or series, or if they collect all of the books in a series. It makes them feel accomplished and special. Like you can even go put these things up on your bookshelf, right? For example, I'm in my video room in my house right now, but upstairs in my office, I've got like Napoleon Hill's books, his Think and Grow Rich books. And I've got like them lined up. Because when I'm shooting videos in my office and I've got my camera on, then it makes me feel cool to have that in my background. So if you own all of the books in like the Chronicles of Narnia series, it can make you feel proud that you completed the whole set and know all of the stories, especially when you're talking to other people, right? Love and connection. So the need to feel close to others or part of something. And the reason why is finishing a book series helps the reader to feel connected to the characters or to other people who also love the series. It's it feels amazing to be able to go in, put the titles of some of your favorite series that you have read or that you're reading right now in a chat box. I'm curious to see what you guys are reading. But it feels amazing to be able to go in and read a series and talk to other people, all right, that are also reading that series or that read to that series. Because now you guys have something to relate to. It's like guys that talk about football, right? And you got a team and so you have something that you can relate to, right? So for fiction, an example would be after reading a series like Percy Jackson, the reader might feel attached to the characters and their adventures, or they might talk to friends who also read the series, which makes them feel like they're part of a group, right? Makes them feel like they're part of a group. So humans can't help but to act in humanly ways. All right. Once you start to understand this and realize that you've been taking a wrong approach to writing, publishing, marketing your books, everything else gets easier. Does this make sense? Give me a yes in the chat box if this makes sense. I see Chantel when I asked you guys about a series that you're reading right now. She says J.D. Robin Death series, right? So Chantel, if you find someone else that's read that series and you and I have a conversation, or you and that person have a conversation, then we instantly have this connection. All right. So I'm glad to see that, I see Casey says that, yes, this makes sense. Casey, that's a really cool spelling of your name. Kaysie. All right. Getting my master's degree, so my reading is around my three classes. Very cool, Rhonda. Very cool. I knew you were a good person. I like that. All right. So you start to think differently about everything. You start to think differently about everything. Your ideas, your genres, your outline, your message, your characters, your structure, who you are serving. And then marketing becomes a lot easier. If you are intimidated by marketing right now, which 99.9% of all authors and writers are, it becomes easier once you know more about your readers, right? Once you know more about your reader avatar. That's that word. Your reader avatar is the person that's most likely to read your book. Write that word down. My reader avatar, if you have not had an understanding of what that means already. Right? So it becomes easier to beat other authors and readers, sales, and cranking out books because most are still playing the single book lottery, hoping and praying that their book will do well. So as I'm there at the bookstore, the light bulb goes off, right? I'm taking you back to this bookstore where me and my mom, we were sitting there at Barnes& and Nobles. Remember Barnes& and Nobles had the cafe? So we would actually sit in the cafe and we would go in and we would get our coffee, we would get our tea, we would get like our little coffee cakes and we would just read books and magazines. And for hours, me and my mom were bonding at the bookstore. That was back when you can find a bookstore. It's hard to find one now, right? And I realized that, so this light bulb goes off. And I realized as I'm sitting there in between my sips of tea, and eating my little cheesecake, I realized that although I had written and had others ghostwrite and I had published many books, and those books did really, really well, I neglected to realize that my readers all have the same basic human needs. How many people have never thought about this before? Let's be honest, be totally transparent. I'm being totally transparent with you. I want you to be totally transparent with me. Put a one in the chat box if you've never thought about your readers in this way before. All right? Lots of people saying new to me. Ones are coming in. So regardless of if it's fiction or nonfiction. So that light bulb goes off. And, you know, I also remember something else that Tony Robbins says. He says, in order to be successful, you need to model success. If you want to be successful, you find someone who has achieved the results that you want and you copy what they do and you'll achieve the same results. Not like blatantly go rip them off. I'm talking about modeling. So at that point, I get this epiphany and I realize that I've been doing it all wrong, right? So I jump up from my table there and I go grab a carriage and I go get one of the clerks that worked at the bookstore. And I'm saying, look, I need you to help me out here. I want you to show me all of the best-selling fiction and non-fiction books that you guys have here in the store, right? I want you to, so he takes me over to the romance section and he's pointing out this and this and this. And I'm grabbing these series one by one, right? A book in each series, and I'm putting it in the carriage. And then he takes me over to like crime and thriller, and I'm doing the same thing. Boom. He takes me over to fantasy. He takes me over to young adult. He takes me over to sci-fi. And by the time I've got this one carriage filled up, I looked at him and I said, "Can you go grab another carriage and then let's continue?" And he's looking at me like I'm crazy. He looks at me like I'm nuts. He's like, "What the hell is this guy doing? Is he going to steal these books? Is he going to burn them? What is he doing here?" Right. So then we go over to like the horror section. We go over to the mystery section next. Then we go to children's books. We go to Western. We go to inspirational. And we're just going through from aisle to aisle to aisle. And we're filling up carriages. And by the time I'm done, I had like 3 carriages full of books, which is insane. All right. And I go back to my mom where she was sitting at over in the little cafeteria area. And I said, "Hey, mom, we gotta go." All right. Now we were driving my mom's. I had bought my mom a Volkswagen Beetle. My books are selling so well, but I was able to buy her dream car. So it was a Volkswagen Beetle with a convertible top. This was right before she passed away, right before she died. She lost her battle with stage 4 colon cancer a few years after that. So I bring all of these books over to my mom, and she's looking at me like I'm crazy now. She's like, "What are you doing with all of these books?" I said, "I'm gonna buy them." So we go over to the cashier. I buy all these books. It's like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of books. We go and we load them up into her little Volkswagen Beetle. If you guys know a Volkswagen Beetle, we have like the trunk is in the front. They call it like a frunk. So we put them in there. Thank you, Chantel. We put the books in the front. I got books in the back, and the back seat's really tiny. I got books on my lap. I got books on the floor, but I got all of the books. And I go in and I study all of the books over the next couple of days and weeks and years. And I did this over and over and over again for years. And I ended up spending thousands and thousands of dollars studying, right? What makes a great book series. So I spent thousands of dollars over time, and I put years and years into studying what makes the most successful fiction and nonfiction book series. And I found that the elements that they had in them were all pretty common. And I started to model them. And then, right, I also discovered that there are 10 easy to implement elements that all super successful fiction books have in common. And then there's 11 easy to implement elements that all super successful nonfiction books have in common. Right? So, for example, with fiction, I discovered that one of the main elements that every single fiction series that sold between 50 million and half a billion, like 500 million copies all had in common was something super simple that every person, writer or non-writer, can put into place. Can you guys guess what it is? Put it in your chat box. What's your wildest guess? What do you think this one thing that these most successful books all have in common? These book series. Put your best guess in the chat box. I'll give you guys a moment here to think about it. Like, what do you think the most successful books that sold between 50 million and 500 million, half a billion copies all had in common? Like, some of J.K. Rowling's books, the Harry Potter books, the Jeff Kinney books, and, others that are out there. What do you think? Right? So intriguing character. I see structure. I see, what else do we, oh, lots of answers coming in. A strong character, all right, consistency, fame consistency, someone else says. All right, put your best answer in. Come on, you guys are writers. This should be easy for you. Like typing and being able to go in should be really easy. Very well-known authors. No, Deborah, so you would think that that's it too. Because even folks that were not very well-known, when their books have these elements, they have a better chance of being successful. So the name, like if you think about like one of the guys, who here has ever read the book Atomic Habits? This guy wasn't a very well-known author. And he's going on to sell 25 million copies of the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. All right. So the thing that they all had in common was the series structure. Right? Yeah, it's a tremendous book. It's an incredible book. I've recommended it like crazy. I've given away a lot of those books. So the series structure. So they all have the element of being part of a bigger story. So readers keep coming back for more because they want to see how the story continues and what happens next to their favorite characters. So it's often overlooked, but it's super easy to put in place. I'm going to show you how easy this is to put in place if you guys want to see this, right? Now, what makes a series that has the potential to sell millions of copies? It's when best-selling series authors plan a series. They don't just think about what happens in one book, you think about how all the books fit together and you keep the reader hooked throughout the entire series. Now, here's the beautiful thing about it. How many people already have a book that you've published? Put a one in the chat box if you have a book that you've already published. Or put a two in the chat box if you're currently writing your book. Or put a three in the chat box if you just have an idea for your book, but you have not started writing it. So one in the chat box if you already have a book that you've published, a two in the chat box if you're starting to write your book, and a three in the chat box if you have an idea but you have not yet written it. You can do this even if you've already written your book, even if you are currently writing your book, even if you just have an idea and you have not started to write it yet. You can do this. I'm going to show you how you can turn anything that you currently have or are thinking about writing or are currently writing into a series. Now, traditionally, this could take days, it could take weeks, it could take even months to figure it out. Sometimes years. I spoke to a guy the other day who said he had been working on his book, a single book, for over freaking 12 years. All right? So it could take a long time to put this in place if you're doing it the traditional way, in a way that's engaging and that makes sense to your reader. Now, here's my magic successful series structure. It's an AI prompt that will help you to do the same in a much shorter period of time. So now here's what I mean. Like you don't have to use AI to write your content because you want it to be in your voice, right? But you can also use AI to help you with other things to help compress time. So I'm going to go over to ChatGPT so that you can see how it works. If you guys want to see how this works, let me know. And if you're focused, if you're paying attention, if you're answering questions in the chat box, I'm also going to give you a link to this prompt at the end. I just ask that you don't share it because I'm also considering selling it in the future for somewhere between like $500 to $1,000. So if you would like this prompt, I need everyone, as I go over to ChatGPT, all right, to give me a yes. And give me 1 second because I need to pause and go over to ChatGPT and I need to grab my prompt as well. So in the meantime, every single person, if you want a copy of that prompt, give me a yes. All right. Now, guess what? This works for both fiction and nonfiction. All right. So it works for fiction and nonfiction. What do you guys want to go in and try it out for first, fiction or nonfiction? I'll put one in the chat box if you want to try it for fiction. Put two in the chat box if you want to try it for nonfiction. All right. And we'll take a vote. One in the chat box for fiction, two in the chat box for nonfiction. All right. Let's see. All right. It looks like the fiction guys have won. Guys and girls, fiction, you've won. Right? Now, you can use any version of ChatGPT. You can use the old version, you can use the free version, you can use the paid version, you can use version 10.2, you can use version 1.2. All right? Now, I'm going to grab my fiction prompt, and I'm going to need you guys to help me out here. All right? I'm going to need you to help me here. This is what the prompt, this is my personal prompt here. Right? So as I got a note to my team here, don't share. But I'm going to give it to you because you guys are so attentive here and you're paying attention and you're answering. Like the worst thing to do is to do a training like this and people are just like, they're just like dead logs and they're just sitting there and no one's answering questions. They're not engaging. It's like, oh my God, like what is going on? All right. So here, you're going to take when I give this to you, just follow my lead here. You're going to take the entire prompt. This is the best thing since sliced bread for authors and writers. Right? Especially if you want you want to increase the chance of writing a best-selling book series. You're going to take that entire thing, you're going to put it into ChatGPT. I'm going to ask you for your help. Who here remembers back in the day where we would have these books where everyone would contribute and it would be like this creative work of art. So that's what we're going to do now. So now we put that prompt in there and we're asking ChatGPT to help create our structure for our book. Now, I'm not going to read off the prompt now. When you get it, you can read it. I want to save some time because I want to get right into this. Can you see my screen? Is it too small or do I need to enlarge it a little bit? Let me know if you can see my screen. So Jason, Jackson, Deborah, Chantel, Michael, April, Kit, everyone else that's in there. It's fine. Okay, thank you. April says it's small. Rhonda says it's fine. Some other people are saying it's a little. So I'm going to increase it just a little bit. How about that? So step one, pick your genre, right? Here's the first question. Do you know what kind of story you want to write? So if you already have started to write your story, or if you already have your book, that's fine. All right. All right. You're on your phone. That's fine, April. All right. So if you already know, tell me the genre. For example, fantasy, mystery, romance, sci-fi, adventure, horror, or a mix of genres. Right. If you are not sure yet, tell me what kinds of stories you enjoy reading or watching, what topics or ideas you get excited about. So I'm going to go in. I'll answer the first couple of questions, but I want you guys to jump in and help me as well. All right. Now, before I start to answer, uh, April, you just brought something to my attention. I'm curious to know what device are you watching this webinar on right now? Put it in the chat box before I get started because this is going to help me for future events. Are you on your computer? Are you on your desktop, your laptop, your phone? Put it in the chat box. Or your tablet. That's going to let me know. All right. So you're on your phone. All right. Some other people on my phone. Lots of people on their phone, computer. Very cool. All right. Phone. Samsung, April says, exact type of phone. Very cool. Computer, put it in there. Thank you. And this helps me. Now, here, everything that I share with you, you guys should be doing as well. You're going to ask your readers certain questions because by you asking your readers certain questions, right, over time, that gets you to better know who your avatar is. So if I know that most of you or a lot of you are on your phone, guess what? Now I can go in and I can make sure that I have it enlarged more so that you can see it, right? Because I would never know that unless I ask questions. The other question that I want to ask you before we get into this is how did you find out about this event? Now, don't say email unless that was all that was the only way that you found out about it. I mean, initially, how did you find out about it? Like, was it on Instagram? Was it on TikTok? Was it on Facebook? Was it on Snapchat? Was it on YouTube? Was it on billboard out by the highway? All right. Facebook Reels. Very cool. All right. Thank you. Look at that, Chantel. You're getting really detailed with it. She didn't just say Facebook. She said Facebook Reels. So I'm curious. So if you guys, for those of you that saw it on Facebook, was it like in your thread or was it in like a video format? Right. And again, you should ask your avatar, your readers, these types of information as well, questions, and I'll show you how you can do this. All right. It's very easy. You can go in, you'll use automation. Remember the funnels and the templates that I said I'm going to give you? You can use this in email format. All right. So very, very easy. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate that. So now let's get back to this prompt because you guys are going to be blown away. You have never seen anything like this. This literally took me weeks to put together. I kept coming back and refining it. And that's why I'm asking you not to share it. All right. Not to share it because I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this thing. And this is what I use personally. So number one is asking us to pick our genre, right? What genre do we want to go in? What genre are we going to? And let's collectively answer. What genre are we writing our series around? Put it in the chat box and we'll take the one that gets the most votes. What genre? Let's see. And there's no right or wrong. You guys are a fun group here. Mystery, I like that. Boom, that's awesome. Oh, mystery seems fun. Romance, sci-fi seems fun as well. All right. We got historical romance. All right, that's coming in. We've got adventure. All right. What else do we got? Okay, seems like we got a lot for mystery. So I'm gonna put in mystery here. All right, are you guys good with that? Mystery. Boom. So we'll say mystery. Fiction, dark noir. I like that. All right. So perfect. Mystery is a great genre for page turning series. Do you have a story idea? Here's the next question. Do you already have an idea for your mystery? If yes, tell me a little bit about it. Even a small or messy idea is fine. If no, that's totally okay. I can help you create one from scratch. I'm just going to put no, all right, for this one. Now, if you already have an existing book or if you already have an idea, then you would put that in there. Does that make sense? Give me a yes if that makes sense. Number three, create your story idea. I'll ask you a few simple questions. You can answer all of them or just the ones you feel ready for. I can help fill in the rest. Who's your main character? A curious teenager, a student who notices things others miss, a young reporter, an amateur detective, a regular person who gets pulled into something strange. All right, so let's say, well, who should be our main character? Put it in the chat box. Who do you think should be our main character? What do you guys think? And I'm going to take a sip of water here. Actually, this is my tea. I'm going to take a sip of tea. All right. A regular person. All right. More people are saying regular person. Okay. So let's put this. So I'm going to copy and paste this in. And then what big problem or mystery do they have to solve? A person disappears, a secret no one wants uncovered. Now, keep in mind, you can also go in and you put your own answer in. All right. So for number two, here, I'll show you how that works. So I'm going to put number one, a regular person, and then I'm going to put number two, cars. What should we put? What's going to be fun? Oh, a fentanyl war. That's interesting, Deborah. What would be fun for number two? Let's make something up off the top of our head. Because I want to show you that you don't have to take what ChatGPT is giving you. You can also put in your own idea. So what big problem or mystery do they have to solve? Right? It could be a crime that was never solved. Something strange keeps happening in your town. A crime that was never solved. Girls disappearing. All right. So let's take that one there. So we'll go with that. All right. Let's see. I need to take. I tried to copy and paste what you put in there, Rhonda, but it didn't. There it goes. All right. And then where does the story take place? So I'll say a small town with secrets. All right. How about we put dogs, keep dogs disappearing? We put cats disappearing. All right. I know that that's a real live issue. That's a real issue of women being abducted and things like that. So I don't want to go in that direction. So a small town of secrets. All right. So what makes this character or place special? The town has a hidden mystery. No, the character has a unique skill like a great memory or noticing patterns. All right, so we can put that in for number four. And again, you can put in whatever you want. If you're doing this on your own, you'll have more time. Okay, and you can put in whatever you want. So now we've got everything built out. Great, you already have a core of a strong mystery. Let me briefly reflect it back so we're all aligned. And then we'll move to the next step. So what we have so far is a main character, regular person. The mystery is that cats have been disappearing and the case was never solved. The setting is a small town full of secrets. And the special trait, the main character has an unusual ability to notice patterns and remember details others forget. So this is excellent. So step four, a big problem for the whole series is now we're going to zoom out. So we're building out the structure now. Is there a bigger mystery problem that will not be fully resolved until the very end of a series? Do you see how here, this one question right here lays out the framework? So from book one through book three or five or seven, depending on how long your series is, we're now building out the structure. This is very important. There's one question right here. All right. Now, which one should we pick? One, two, three, or four? One, two, three, or four here. All right. The missing cats are connected to something much darker. Number one. Number two, the disappearances are only the first sign of a hidden operation. All right. Someone powerful in the town is behind it. So number one, I see a lot of people putting ones in there. So I'll take that. All right. So this is big right here. All right. So that one question, I love the fact that you guys are getting this. All right. So I'll put that in there. And then here, excellent choice. That gives the series real depth and tension. So now we know this, right? But missing cats were not random. They're connected to something much darker hitting beneath the town's friendly surface. And the full truth will not be revealed until the very end of the series. So this is what keeps people hooked. So how many books do we want to publish here? So we're going to say, let's say three books in our series. And again, we can go up to seven if you wanted to. The sweet spot is between three and five, all right, initially. All right, so perfect. A three-book mystery series is tight, intensive, and very readable. Uh, oh, I like that. That's a good one, April. Here's what that gives us. Book one, the strange mystery begins. Book two, the truth gets darker and more dangerous. Book three, everything is revealed. So what happens in each book? Now let's shape the series. So do you already know what happens in each book? And if you do, you would go and you would put that in here. If you don't, you could build it together. All right. If you want help, we can do it simply like this. What is the main mystery in book one? So I don't know. So I'm going to put that there. And that's totally okay. We're going to build this together. So I'm going to suggest a simple, strong structure for each book. You can say yes, change anything, or ask for help, adjusting it. So what happens in each book? So book one, the first disappearances. So in book one, here's how this thing starts to shape up now. So read this and pay attention, guys, as I go through it. Book one, cats in the town start going missing. Most people brush it off as normal or unimportant. The main character notices a pattern no one else sees. The disappearances happen in specific places or times. Now that adds to the mystery, right? The character starts asking questions and finds old rumors about past disappearances. The book ends with a disturbing discovery that proves something is very wrong. So that's your cliffhanger to a degree. Because now the person that's reading book number one, they want to find out like what is actually going on? What's going on here, right? Does that make sense? Give me a yes if that makes sense. And then book number two, The Hidden Connection. More cats disappear and the pattern becomes clearer. The main character discovers the cats are being taken for a reason. Ooh, April, we might be getting close to what you said. Someone in town tries to stop the investigation. The mystery connects to an old secret the town buried years ago. The book ends with a shocking reveal about who might be involved. Whoa. Now guess what happens? They have read book number one and they're gonna go buy book number two. Why? Because they want to find out what is very wrong. Now they're reading book number two. They're gonna buy book number three because they want to find out who might be involved, right? Then they buy book number three, and then this is the truth beneath the town. The danger becomes personal for the main character. The full purposes behind the cat's disappearance starts to come out. The main character uncovers the truth, force behind everything, and a final confrontation exposes the truth to the town. The series ends with the mystery solved and the town changed forever. So do you see how these books keep the reader coming back? Like at the end, you've got that cliffhanger that keeps them coming back, and then you have the overall structure, right? So before we move on, tell me, does this overall story flow and feel right to you? And I'm going to put yes. Okay. April says, I love it. Right. Step seven, how will your main character change? Now we focus on character growth. This is what keeps individuals tied to your series as well. It's like Harry Potter. Like you stick with the books because you see, like we've seen Harry grow up right in front of our eyes. Like you've seen him go from a boy to like a man. Right? So you can answer in either way. Yes, and tell me how they start and how they end. No, and I'll keep asking questions to guide you along. Right? So if you want help, start by answering these as simply as you like. At the beginning of book one, what is your main character like? So I'm going to put number one. He's in, oh, I can't type here. He's an outcast. Outcast, outcast. By the end of book three, how are they different? Right? How should he be different by the end of book three? What do you guys think? Let me know. So book one, he starts as an outcast. Book three, how's he different? Is he more confident? Is he willing to stand up to powerful people? Does he accept responsibility instead of avoiding it? Is he no longer afraid of the truth, or is there something else? Let me know. Put your answers in the chat box. What do you think? All right. So did you I think okay, he's confident. All right, so he's more confident. All right. And what is the biggest lesson that they learn? All right, that small things matter. So number three, I'll just go with that one. And we're gonna go in, we'll plug those in. This is a very strong character arc and it fits the mystery perfectly. So now you see, along with the entire series structure, you have a character arc that's developing as well. And this also keeps people tied into your series. It keeps readers coming back. It keeps readers telling other people about your series. Just like I just told you guys about The Resident, which is the series that I'm watching, the television series, not book series, right? But it's because you see television series incorporate the same things that book series incorporate in them. And that's why we keep coming back. So here's how it looks when we connect it to the story. So beginning, he's an outcast, he's ignored, he's underestimated, and easy for others to dismiss him. He's talking about these cats that keep disappearing, and people are like, "Yeah, right, kid, come on, beat it." Right? By the end, he becomes confident, he trusts himself, and he's willing to stand up when others stay silent. Do you see how that change there? The core lessons is that small things happen, they matter, even things that people think are unimportant, like missing cats. So step eight, themes and ideas. So themes being able to connect your book helped as well, right? So now let's talk about what your story is really about beneath the mystery, because it's not just what it may appear to be on the surface. Is there a big idea or message that you want readers to think about while reading the series? You can answer in one of these ways, yes, and tell me the idea, or no, and we'll shape one together. If you want help, here are a few ideas that help your story and that are already aligned with it. What a community chooses to ignore can become dangerous. Which one do you guys think we should plug in here? One, two, three, or four? What a community chooses to ignore can become dangerous is number one. Evil often hides behind normal everyday life. Number two, people who are overlooked often see the truth first. And then number four, small actions can expose big lies. Which one should we plug in here? One, two, three, or four? Right? Evil hides behind everyday life. Let's see. So number two, someone said. Someone else says number three. Chantel's got number three. Rhonda's put number two. So we got more votes for number two. I see lots of twos coming in. So I'm going to put this one in here, right? Thank you for voting, guys. So we'll throw that one in there. Casey Smith just threw that one in there as well. So now what happens is we're testing out new versions of ChatGPT, which might happen sometimes. Doesn't always happen, but it gives us two different responses, right? So now we could take either one. This is pretty cool. How many people have ever saw this before? Right? I see this every once in a while. So response number one, that's a powerful fame and it fits your mystery perfectly. Evil often hides behind normal everyday life. This will guide how the town feels friendly on the surface while something disturbing is happening beneath. I really like this one here. Exciting things. Now let's talk about how. All right. How each book helps keep the reader hooked. Do you have ideas for how each book should end? You can answer in either way. Yes, and tell me, or no, and I'll help you by suggesting strong cliffhanger style endings. I'm gonna put no because I want it to choose the cliffhanger, right? So I'm gonna put no. So, book one, the ending is the main character discovers proof that the cats were taken on purpose, not by accident. He finds something disturbing that connects the disappearances to a specific location or person in town, and then the book ends with the realization that someone has been watching him. Book two, ending, right? He uncovers the evidence that the disappearances are part of a long-running secret. A trusted or respected figure in the town is revealed to be involved. The book ends with the main character in real danger and the truth almost uncovered. And then book three, the full truth is revealed. The person or group responsible is exposed. The town can no longer pretend nothing is wrong. The mystery is finally solved, but the town will never be the same, right? If that works for you, we'll move to the next step. Right. And now this is where we start to build out our entire world, right? That structure that I talked about, that all best-selling fiction and nonfiction series have in place, right? So I want you to create it. So now here's where we start to tie everything together. So it says, perfect. I'm going to create the town for you in a way that supports the mystery of the fame and the series arcs. Right now, again, with this prompt, you have the freedom to go in and include your own input so that it's all in your own voice. But if you ever get writer's block, which is a very real thing that so many people fall into, right? So you can't feel bad about that. You also have the ability to be guided by the prompt. So you have both ways that you can go, right? So step 10, building your world, the town. The town name is Hollow Creek. So on the surface, Hollow Creek looks like a peaceful, forgettable small town, tree-lined streets, friendly neighbors who wave a main street with a diner, a hardware store, a library, and a town square that hosts seasonal events. People pride themselves on knowing everyone and keeping things nice. Pets wandering outside are normal. Nothing seems out of place. Underneath the surface, people avoid certain topics. Some streets feel quieter than they should. There are areas people do not let their pets wander near, even if they cannot explain why. Longtime residents react strangely when asked about past events. Old records are missing from the library. Some buildings have been renovated so many times that their original purpose has been forgotten. And here's the important recurring locations. The town library, right? So this comes up over and over and over in the story, where old records are incomplete or altered. A wooded area on the edge of town where pets often disappear. An abandoned structure everyone pretends is unimportant. The diner where gossip spreads and truths are hidden in casual talk. The main character's neighborhood where patterns first become clear. And then rules of a town. People value peace over truth. Questioning the past makes others uncomfortable. Those who notice too much are quietly pushed aside. And problems are ignored until they become impossible to hide. Now, as I was reading this, can you actually visually see some of this stuff? Could you actually visually like see it in your head? Let me know, yes or no. That is the making of a good book series. As a matter of fact, that is the making of a good book. All right? Is it should be able to be visual. So April says, sounds like my hometown. All right. So if your book is not visual, come in and use this prompt and fill in what you already know from your book, and it will change your structure big time. That is one of the things there. And as a writer, even if you've been writing for 10, 20 years, you may not know this stuff. Because again, these are the things that are kept secret. These are the things that the world's best-selling authors, these are the things that the big publishing houses keep away from you. But these little formulas here, it's like grandma. Who here had a grandma or a mom that had amazing recipes, but she would keep them secret? But once you know what goes into the recipe, Now you can go and you could bake your collard greens. I said bake. You could bake your cake exactly the same way. You can make your collard greens exactly the same way. You can make the macaroni and cheese exactly the same way, right? So now you have what has traditionally been kept secret by the publishing industry insiders. Okay. So planning the big finish. Here's the question. Now, before I get into that, I don't want to gloss over that because what I just said was powerful. Does that make sense? If you understand what the world's most best-selling authors and the big conglomerate publishing houses traditionally keep tight under their belt. It's like McDonald's, they don't reveal what's in the mac sauce. But once you get it, can you model it? Remember, Tony Robbins says if you want to have success and you increase your chances at success, you model someone who's already successful. It's not just writing, it's modeling a successful path. Right? I like what Chantel says. She says the structure helps to write that first draft more quickly as well. Yes, absolutely. You're getting it. And then it helps you to write the entire series. So this is why I always tell people that if you have this structure, and if you can go in and build out your structure, writing a series can often be faster and quicker than writing a single book if you don't have this. And 100%, Rhonda, you make it your own. All right. So do you know now, does all of that make sense? Creating a series, that's why. How many people have ever saw like the Tom Clancy series or anything, right? Where you have these authors that have a series and they're pumping out books. Boom, 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 boom. They're pumping them out like really quickly. Pumping them out. And then you've got your one book, and it's taking you a year to write one book. They've released 2, 3 books in a year. Now, it's not always because they have ghostwriters, it's because they have this system. When you have a system and it's like fill in the blanks, it's step one, step two, step three, does it not make it easier? Does it not make it faster? Right? And that's why they're able to do it. But you have never heard of this from any of the famous authors. You've never heard of this from any of the publishing houses. Because if you had this power, then it kind of dismisses them. They're not needed anymore. So hopefully that makes sense. Right? So do you know how the last book ends? And I'm going to put no because I want ChatGPT to go in and fill it in. If you have your book or if you have your idea for how your book is going to end, you would just simply type that in here. Okay. So hopefully you guys tracking. Let me know if you're tracking, if you're following along so far. All right. Give me a yes. I want to make sure that I have not lost anyone here. All right. Even though this is super simple here. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all of the yeses. I also want to make sure that no one has fallen asleep because this could literally, you spending your time right now understanding this could change the way that you write from here on out. It's going to change the way that you think about your book from here on out. You can never go back to writing a plain old boring book ever again. And if you do, it is just on you. All right. Someone says, I love your excitement. I'm excited. I get excited by this because here, remember when we were talking about the 6 basic human needs and mine is contribution? Like I feel like I have this and I've changed so many lives that it's my duty to be able to share it with people. Right. So step 11, planning the big finish. So the ending of the last book. In the final book, the main character discovers the full truth behind the missing cats. The cats are taken as part of a long-running experiment. Ooh, April said something like this. Or a ritual tied to the town's hidden history. Something that started years ago and was quietly protected by people in power. The reason cats were chosen is revealed. They were sensitive to something beneath the town, something dangerous that others wanted to control, hide, or benefit from. And then the abandoned structure and wooded area are exposed as the center of everything. The main character gathers proof, not just memories and patterns, but real evidence that cannot be ignored. The final confrontation. He confronts the people responsible, including respected town figures. The truth is revealed publicly, forcing the town to face what it allowed to happen by looking away. The secret collapsed because it can no longer hide behind normal life. And how it ends, the mystery is solved. The cats that can be saved are returned. The town has changed, quieter, more honest, and no longer pretending. The main character is no longer an outcast. He's confident, he's respected, and at peace with who he is. The theme is proven true. Evil hid in plain sight, and it survived only because people ignored small things. Now we're ready for the last step. Do you see how our entire series is slowly being revealed? Do you see this? And I'm explaining this to you. I'm stopping and I'm adding things to it. Imagine if I didn't do that. Like we would have been done already, right? but I want you to see this. Step 12, surprises for loyal readers. This is where this is extremely important, and every single one of you need to do this in your books. I'm going to explain it to you. If you get this part right, it sets you on the path from others, and people will not even recognize it. Like your readers will be tied in, they'll be hooked, they'll have to buy they'll feel like they have to come back and buy every book and read every book, and they'll feel like they have to tell other people about it, and they won't even know, and your competition won't even know. But it is having these surprises, right? It is having these hidden clues. It's having like the things that only loyal readers would recognize, right? So I'm gonna put yes in here. What series, if you look at like Harry Potter is really good with this, right? And I think it's one of the reasons why she does so well with her books. There's lots of other books and series that do this as well. We have these things that only diehard fans and readers would recognize. Have you ever seen that? What are some books, some series out there that do that? All right, so here are hidden clues and rewards woven across all three books. Readers who pay attention will feel smart and rewarded, right? So hidden clue system. This is like an Easter egg hunt. So background mentions of cats that seem unimportant early on, colors, behaviors, locations later become key evidence. Throwaway lines in book one from townspeople that only make sense after book three. Repeated symbols or phrases tied to the abandoned structure and wooded area. Old town rules or sayings that appear innocent but are later revealed to hide warnings. Maps, flyers, or notices in early books that quietly mark where disappearances happen. Right? And then long payoffs. A small detail of a main character notices in book one becomes the final missing piece in book three. It's tying them all back together. A character who seems harmless early on is revealed to have known more than they admitted. You can do this with like the bad guys, right? The nemesis, a location introduced casually in book one becomes the center of the final reveal. Readers realize the truth was visible all along, but hidden behind normal life, right? So these final details, they really make your book stand out, and they go back to those six basic human needs, and the need for certainty plugs in here. People that recognize these hidden little these Easter eggs of sort, they have this tie-in with other people that recognize it. So here's your final series structure. Are you guys ready for it? Let me know. Give me a big yes if you're ready to see the final series structure. And then this is how yours comes out. And this is where you go in and you fill in the blank, right? And this is how you now are able to go in and knock out your books in lightning speed in your voice, which is very important, in your voice, but without having to take months, years, decades, as the gentleman I spoke about the other day. Okay, this is great. My mom is the neighborhood cat lady. All right, so final series structure, series title. So Hollow Creek Mysteries. So even if you don't have a title, it can help you come up with a title. Hollow Creek Mysteries, all right? And there's so many other ways that you can come up with titles too. I can share with you guys if you want. Core series concept. In a quiet small town, cats began disappearing. Most people ignore it. One outcast notices patterns others miss. What begins as a small mystery exposes a dark secret hidden behind everyday life. Ooh, what can we use this for? We can use this in our marketing, right? So now the marketing becomes easier because this right here will resonate with so many people. People that like mysteries, people that like cats, people that just want to freaking help solve the problem. So this can be used in your marketing right here. Your main character arc. You start out as an outcast, right? He's ignored and he's underestimated. And then by the middle, he learns to trust his instincts and he follows, uh, you know, his heart more. So he'll follow these uncomfortable truths. And then by the end, he's super confident, as you guys had said, right? He's respected and he's proven right. And that makes him feel great. So the lesson is that small things matter. And now the theme is evil often hides behind normal everyday life, right? The town is Hollow Creek. So it's friendly on the surface. It's secretive underneath. It's people value peace over truth. They don't want to, shake the trees or rock the boat. Longtime residents protect the past, and certain places feel wrong, even if no one admits it. Now, here's where so that's the overall structure. That's the overall, all right, series structure there. Does that make sense? Before I get into each of the books, how we break it down, book one, book two, book three. Let me know if this right here, let me see if I can get it all on one screen. Boom. Isn't that pretty cool? How many people have a series structure right now for your book? And let's be honest again. Give me a one if you have a series structure that's as detailed as this. Give me a two if you do not, because I want to help you. And I only can help you if you are being totally honest and transparent again. All right. So if you have a series structure that's as detailed as this, give me a one. If you don't, give me a two. All right. So thank you for everyone. I see all twos that are coming in. Oh, one person just put a one and said, but it's not this detailed. So yeah, so that would really technically be a two. So I see all twos that are coming in. And this is why, um, look, you could be a great writer, but if you just don't know what you don't know, then you can't ever put it in place. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or your writing. It's just that, again, this stuff is hidden from us. It's not, it's purposely hidden from us. Okay? It's purposely hidden from us because they want to keep us baffled and in the dark. Because if we're in the dark, then we have to be dependent on the publishing companies. Okay? So, this is how, if you look at something like, we'll go back an old book, 50 Shades of Grey. Sold something like, I don't know, 75 million copies. I know none of you guys bought it, right? None of you guys bought it. No one bought it. But so it's like a Milli Vanilli album. No one bought it, but they sold like millions and millions of records. But if you go back and you look at 50 Shades of Grey, you can plug in this structure and it would fit this. And the author did not need a publishing house to do it. Does that make sense? And that book blew up. It blew up so much that he had multiple books, a movie, and so much more. Right? So now here's how it breaks down for each book. Book one, okay? But first, I'm gonna let me expand again because I know I had went out and you guys are on phones for the most part, which is fine, right? So, book one, the hidden connection, right? Do me a favor, put your age in the chat box really quickly. Put your age in the chat box. I forgot to ask that earlier. I'm just curious, and I'm not sharing it with anyone. I just want to know who my avatars are. All right, put it in, boom, 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 boom. Oh, very cool. All right, so you guys are pretty much around my age. Let me see. All right, so 53. April, you and I are exactly the same age. I'm 53. All right. I just said I wouldn't tell your age. Damn it. I'm sorry about that. All right, so I'm not going to call out the others. All right. Well, do you guys want me to share what the ages are here that are on here? Just put a yes. I'm not going to say the names, but you want to hear? Are you curious to know what the average ages are? All right. All right. So I'll go top to bottom. So I'll go oldest to youngest. So I see 92 on here, which is amazing. I hope to be still growing and learning and working towards getting better when I'm 92. You are an inspiration to me. You are an inspiration to me. All right. I see 88 on here. All right. Jane, you've been around the community forever, right? Your name is very familiar. You've been around forever. I've seen you forever. Uh, I see 56, 53. What else? 54, 56, 42, 37, 29. You're a baby. All right. So it says 92. Jay says 92. Hope he's a handsome man. Hey, Robert, look at that. I might have to hook you up. I might have to play matchmaker. All right. We got 32 on here. We got 54. Lots of 50-year-olds. All right. Or 50 to 60, 72. All right. 96. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I read that wrong. That's 76. All right. All right. 41. All right. 52, 59. All right. 49, 76. Wow, they're flying in. 35. So we're just literally all over, you're literally all over the place. All right. Okay. Very cool. All right. So great. So back to this. So here's how book two works out. So book two, the hidden connection. All right. Actually, let me go back to book one. The first disappearances. The main focus is cats began disappearing, but the town dismisses it. Key events. The main character notices a pattern in where and when cats vanish. Right. Old rumors surface, then vanish again. Records are missing from the library. People react defensively when questioned. Right. And in ending, he finds proof that disappearances are intentional. Someone has been watching him. So here's the hook to book two. The mystery is real and someone does not want it solved. The mystery is real and someone does not want it solved. Do you think that if you had given this prompt your information about your book, at least the basics, even if you didn't have it written out, and it gave you the main focus, the key events, the ending, and the hook to book two, it would make it easier for you to write your book, to finish it? Yes or no? It would make it much easier, right? For you to finish it much quicker. All right. And then book two, the hidden connection. Main focus. The disappearances are connected to a long buried secret, right? Town secret. Uh, Where'd I go? Key events, the pattern becomes clear. A respected town figure is involved. The wooded area and abandoned structure are central. The main character is threatened subtly at first, indirectly, and ending, he uncovers the truth is far bigger than he imagined. He's no longer safe, right? So that's the hook to, and then the hook to book three is the truth is closed, but exposing it could destroy everything, right? So then book three, the truth beneath the town. The main focus is the full secret is revealed. Key events, the real purpose behind the cat disappearances are uncovered. The town's hidden history comes to light. Proof is gathered that cannot be ignored. A public confrontation forces the truth into the open. And then the ending is the mystery is solved. Survivable cats are returned. Those responsible are exposed. Hollow Creek can no longer pretend. The main character is no longer an outcast. Right? So why this series works. So it's also going to give you input as to why your series works. It's simple, right? It's a mystery that grows darker. There's strong emotional arcs. There's a clear theme, and so on and so on. Now, if you want, then the prompt can help you to do other things. It can help you to title each book, right? So we can go and we can say, help me, because your titles are your first line of defense. You want titles where you're going to be able to make sure that they attract the right reader. And then you can have it help you write the back of a blurb for authoring. Then you can have it help you outline chapter one of book one. So I'm gonna say let's outline chapter one of book one. Because if we get our outlines, then we're flushing the rest of it out. So we'll sort of outline of chapter one for book one, right? So here's a clear, compelling chapter one outline. So chapter one, the title is the first one missing, right? So the first one missing. Purpose of chapter one, it introduces the main character as an outcast, establishes the town's normal friendly surface, presents the first missing cat, shows the main character's pattern, noticeably ambivalently, and ends with an unease, not answers, right? Unease, not answers. That's that cliffhanger part that we're working into. So scene one, ordinary morning in Hollow Creek. The chapter opens up on a normal morning. The town feels calm, routine, almost boring. Sort of like April's town, she says. People wave, shops are open, nothing's off. The narrator briefly notes how Hollow Creek prides itself on being quiet and safe, and the normalcy is important. It sets up contrast for what follows. Do you see that? So every detail is put into place. So here's a hidden clue. Remember, we said that we have these clues that our diehard readers are going to recognize, and they'll be able to pinpoint them in book two or book three. A casual mention of cats roaming freely, treated as background noise. So scene two, and then we go on and go on and go on. This makes it even easier for you to write your book, right? So now you have a consistency. So oftentimes the mistake that people will make is their books are not consistent. How many people suffer from that? Give me a one in the chat box. Honestly, if it's hard for you to be consistent with the theme of your book in one book, and then let alone an entire series. But once you have that consistency, boom, you're off and running to the races. Like it makes it so much easier. And that's just your chapter one. Okay? It's writer ADHD, 100%. Stephen Pressfield talks about it. He refers to it as resistance. Okay? So that's exactly it. So now once you have this, you are able to go in and write books that no one else in your genre can write. Right? You are doing things that people are like baffled by because now you go and you become someone who writes like the elite writers. Right? So this is my prompt. And again, if you guys want this, if you don't want it, that's fine. But if you want it, um, let me know again. Just put a yes in the chat box because I want to make sure that I have all of the names. I'm gonna have to download this. I'm gonna have all the names of the people that actually want this. I just ask that you don't share it because I am gonna sell it at some point for between $500 to $1,000. All right, so between $500 to $1,000, I'm gonna sell it. So don't give it away, please. All right, so that one prompt personally saved me years of wasted time. At the end of the training, I'm going to give you a link to get it for free. Only use it to publish high quality content. only high quality content. You're totally welcome, April. So if you're focused, you're paying attention, you're participating, I'm going to give you that. I'll give you a link to it, okay? So that way you can go and you can grab it from like your members area. You'll have your own personal members area where you'll have that prompt and you'll have all of the other bonuses that I mentioned to you as well. You'll be able to log in. You can access them from here until infinity. So I discovered during this, right, that so I discovered a couple of things that gave me the potential to attract more readers and sell way more books than I could ever have hoped to by publishing just a single book. Again, can you see how using the right series structure and using this prompt, you can publish a series of books that are consistent much faster than you could a single one-off book? Give me a yes if you actually see that. If you now have, remember at the very beginning, I opened this up with saying, Wayne Dyer used to always say, be open to everything and attached to nothing. Now, if you came in with a total closed mindset, you would not be open to seeing this. And you are the types of individuals. That's why I said at the very beginning, we're the one percenters, because we could be a little bit weird. We could be a little bit quirky. Maybe people don't understand us all the time, right? But we are one percenters and we stick together. So I wanted to share that with you. And I took you around so that you could see it. And you can have this paradigm shift where you're no longer writing them in the same way. Right? So this gave me the potential to attract more readers, sell way more books than I could have ever hoped to by publishing just a single book. And once you have the correct framework, like it could potentially be even easier and faster to publish multiple books in a series than it is to create and publish a single book. So once released, then if you start generating sales, like each book, this is important. Once you start generating sales from like your book one, because you're going to release them one at a time, you take some of that money and you put it back into the next book. Meaning you can start marketing your books, and I'll show you how to do that as well. That's super simple. I actually have a free Facebook training, a marketing training that I'll give you guys if you want. It's the same training that I use to get you to notice this training on Facebook. All right. So if you want that, and you can use it to, really go in and market your own books. All right. So that's a very important part, knowing how to market it. And it's super simple. It's a 2.5 hour training that I put together. All right. I'll talk about that in a minute. But you can do things that help to generate additional sales that you can't do with a single one-off book. Would you agree that it's easier to get the easiest person to have buy your book? Who do you think is the easiest person to get to buy your book? Put it in the chat box. There's no right or wrong here. Who do you think is the easiest person to get to buy your book? If you had to guess at this, someone says family or friends, someone says friends. No, if you want to sell lots of books, if you want to sell lots and lots of books. Like if you want to sell thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of books or tens of millions of books, who's the easiest person to get to buy your book? All right. So boom. All right. All right. The easiest person to get to buy your book is someone who's already bought one of your books. All right. That's why I really love series. I'll never publish a book alone, a standoff, without it being a series. Because the person that comes in, and I want you to think about you, your own consumption habits. The person that comes in and they buy, let's say they read, someone gives them a book, they give it to them as a gift, they give them book number two, and they like it, they read it. They have to go back and buy number one. And then they have to go buy book number three, and then number two, four, and number five, right? Think about it. How many times have you ever started a series on Netflix or wherever else you watch your series, on Hulu, whatever, and you happen to go and watch like episode number six, season one or season two, you have to go back and you have to start all over again if you like that episode, right? That's how we got started with the resident. I have sickle cell anemia, so I saw in the sickle cell anemia group where they were talking about sickle cell anemia, and I think it was like in season six or something like that, episode 10. So me and my wife, we watched episode 10 and then 11 and we liked it. And guess what happened? We went all the way back. We started with season one, episode one. That's why it's easier to sell when you have a series than it is a one-off book. Because you have built-in readers. Someone just said this, true pre-made sales, right? You have built-in buyers. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. If you write a series, you have people that are going to go in and buy book number one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, depending on how long it is. So if you have a series, let's say you have we're going to do some quick math here. If you have a 5 book series, how many books can one person buy? If you have a 5 book series, how many books could one, let's say your reader's name is Jane. How many books can Jane buy from you? How many books would they normally naturally buy? Of course, they can buy as many as they want. But if you have a 5 book series, how many books would Jane normally buy? Put it in the chat box. What do you think? If you have a 5 book series, how many books of yours? Yes, I see a couple of people got it right. Five. Five. If you have one book, how many books of yours can Jane buy? If you have one book, how many books will Jane normally buy? One. That's it, right? So it's so much easier. That's why if you're not thinking about publishing a series, again, fiction and nonfiction, you're doing it the wrong way. This is the easiest way. This is why I want you to do your own research. Just simply go to Google at some point and say, are the richest authors, the authors that have the most success, that have the most fans, the most money, the most opportunities, are they traditionally one-off book writers, or do they have a series? Which do you think the answer is going to be? Those that have just written one book, put a one in the chat box if you feel that that's the answer, or those that have written multiple books, put a two in the chat box if you believe that that's the answer. And now with technology, all right? And what happens is your books market each other. They market each other. And then getting the energy, the attention for book number one is super simple. It's super simple. It's the same way that I got your attention on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, wherever, so that you can watch this event. And I'm gonna give you that training that shows you how to get that. And then once you get them to go in and read and buy and read book number one sells book number two, book number two sells book number three, book number three sells book number four sells book number five. And if that's the end of your series, then you can go repeat it all over again. How many series does J.K. Rowling has? She has so many that I can't even freaking remember. So does that make sense? So now you can go in and do it over and over and over again. All right. So I discovered that, and then as I started to create my own personal frameworks, I test and put the elements into place with both fiction and nonfiction books. Right. What I started to realize is I started to slowly build my email list so that I can now, all right, attract the loyal fan base of readers and announce your new releases. So here's the second part of it. This is super important. You need a reader list. You need an email list. That's why I'm giving you my AMS software so that you can start to build up your email reader list. Do not depend only on Amazon. Control your list, right? Who here remembers Vela? Back when Vela was around a long, 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 long time ago. Who remembers Vela? Put a me in the chat box if you remember Vela. And then one day, people were doing like really well on Vela. Really, really well on Kindle Vella. And all of a sudden, Amazon says, we're cutting Kindle Vella. We're no longer offering it. So that's why you don't want to rely on Amazon or any platform. You want to have your email list so that as you release new books, guess what you can do? You just go send an email out to your list, and then a portion of them are going to go in and buy your books. It's super simple, this email stuff, guys. How many people received an email from me? Put me in the chat box if you received an email from me. Super simple. If you don't know about the two A's, you're going to be in trouble. A number one is AI. A number two is automation. AI I just shared with you as a prompt. A number two is what I'm talking about now, automation. And that allows you to automation allows you to build up your email list and send out emails without you having to send them out individually, like back in the old days. You can now be on the beach. You could be somewhere else and your emails are going out. You set it up and you forget it. You do it one time and boom, you're good to go. So now what happened is as I started to learn this stuff, my sales kicked back in and they took off even better than ever. I'm selling fiction. I'm selling nonfiction. Look, I'm an expert at doing this stuff. I've been doing it forever, right? But not only did my book sales take off, but they took off even better than ever before and much better than when I was publishing a single book around a single topic, one at a time. All right. Now, remember, I put thousands of dollars and 2 years of studying into not only what makes the best fiction and nonfiction series, but also what makes best-selling books overall. Okay. Like I totally submerged myself into not only reading the books, but studying everything about the process, the inners, the outers of the books, the storylines, the plots, the layouts, the authors, the publishing houses behind them, sales and marketing methods, the direct response approaches that they use to build large, extremely loyal readerships. And speaking of readerships, right? Because you've continued to stay focused, participate, and not get distracted, and be on camera for some of you. Well, you're not going to be able to be on camera now. I'm going to be giving you all of the bonuses that I've mentioned on this training so far that's coming up. All right. So you're going to get a copy of my personal resources, my direct response marketing for fiction and nonfiction authors. I'm going to give you the link. You're going to get a copy of my series success framework. All right, which works for both fiction and nonfiction. I'm going to give you that link at the end as well. I'm going to give you a copy of my bestseller series Launchpad, which works for both fiction and nonfiction as well, right? And then I'm going to give you, this is what I was talking about with the two A's, right? AI, which we covered, and then automation. So I'm going to give you my automatic marketing system so that you can start building up your email reader list. Give me a 1 if you need to build your email reader list. Give me a 2 if you already have an email list. Give me a 1 if you need this. Give me a 2 if you already have an email list. I just want to see again. I'm asking my avatar questions. You guys are my avatars, so you're helping me. Thank you. All right. So everyone has a 1 in the chat box. All right. So the automatic marketing system, AMS, it's my email and list building software that I use. I'm going to give you a free 30-day trial to the AMS so that you can instantly access the same funnels. And by funnels, I mean, this is like your website, your funnel here, so that you could sell your books on them if you wanted to. You could sell digital books, you could sell your Kindle books, you could sell well, digital Kindle format, like digital. You could sell physical books from this if you wanted to. And you're going to use it to build your email list. So I'm going to give you the exact same funnels that I use and the exact same templates so that you don't have to worry about what to write in your emails. So I'm going to give you this. Now you can use all of this to build an email list of your own and market your book. So if you continue to use the service after the trial is over, there's going to be a cost, right? But I'm going to give you a free 30-day trial to it. And it's very nominal, like the cost on it is very, because again, right? I want you guys to be able to grow, right? So with this automatic marketing system at AMS, right? This is the automation aspect, the two A's. Remember I said AI and automation. You'll be able to go do some cool things like you can build up your list. You'll be able to give away like free chapters and in exchange for someone's name and email address, which you want to do, right? And I teach you how to do this in this as well. So, right, so you'll be able to go in and you'll do this, and it's much easier because again, we have all of this in place. You'll just go in and you can add like the image of your book cover here, and that's it. Like you'll fill in your covers here, and you can change this. It's just like using like Google Docs. So if you can use like Google Docs or notes on your phone, it's very easy. All right. So could these bonuses help you? Give me a yes or no. Could these bonuses help you? All right. Let me know. Right now, think about this. So never just publish and upload to Amazon. That's the wrong approach. If you just publish and upload to Amazon, that's the wrong approach. I'm going to prove it to you here. Have you or someone that you know taken this approach and not saw the sales that they expected? Right? Have you uploaded a book to Amazon and that was it, and then like nothing happened? Like you didn't get the sales. You thought that you were going to get the sales, but it didn't happen. That is the biggest lie ever. And I hate when freaking these gurus try to say, look, you just go and you upload your book to Amazon and that's it. That's the first thing from the truth. Like you have to build an email list. You have to market your book. And the marketing is super simple. Once you do it, you'll be hooked on it. Trust me. You are going to be so fascinated by how easy the marketing is in the way that I share with you. Have you thought that this was easy so far? So everything that I've shared with you. So this is how I teach. I try to take my skill set, and people always say like, so I have like tens of thousands of people that follow me in my communities. They're always like, hey, Ty, you take the most complicated things and you make it super simple. Have I done that so far for you? So when I teach you marketing, it's going to be the same thing, and it's going to be inexpensive for you as well. So always build an email list. All right. Always market your books. And always publish a book series versus just one book. Those three things, if you have not written them down, publish a book series versus just one book, market, right? and build an email list. I love that. April says, I'm technically challenged and this was good. So April, you and I are one and the same. So I used to be very technically challenged. So the easiest person to teach is the person that you used to be. So that's why I simplify everything because as I was learning this initially, if someone made it complicated and they used all of these big words and it's, oh my God, it would have been so hard for me to follow along. Right? So that's why I make it in the way that I make it. So the other thing that I discovered is, unlike what many believe, it's not just the act of creating a series and putting it up on Amazon, very specific actions that must be taken. And when you do, you increase your potential of doing much better. Right? And this is the mistake that I see so many people make. They'll go in and they'll publish like one, two, 10 books, and they're like, hey, Ty, I'm not getting any sales. And I can almost immediately look at their books and tell why. It's so often because they followed maybe one or two parts of what I'm now calling my book series secrets process, but they don't have everything in place, including not having an email list. So it's like trying to bake a cake that requires 6 ingredients with just two. Okay. So with what I now know and being an expert at this, and someone who has studied, read, modeled, put in years of hard work and thousands of dollars into it, I feel like I can really go in and I can beat people who've been writing all of their life. And even a few very well-known writers, because I put in the very long late nights, early mornings. I invested lots of my own hard-earned cash studying what makes a series great and what makes books great in general. Okay. So through it all, now I often realize that for someone like me who's not technical, see what I mean, April? And traditionally a very slow learner, once you see it, like it's really not that hard, especially if you know what to do and in what order. It's a piece of cake, right? So especially since I've now simplified the process for both myself, my team, my children. I teach my children how to go in and publish their own books. I feel like someone can follow my framework and successfully put together their own email list and their fiction or nonfiction book series and even start marketing and can even take certain parts of my framework and apply it to their single or standalone fiction and nonfiction books and have success. So this works with both short books, it works with long books, right? It works with fiction, nonfiction. Over the years, I've worked with thousands of authors, writers, coaches, influencers, and digital publishers just like you who really should have a very successful book series, but they don't. And they don't know how to uh, have a successful book series is because they just don't know how to get started or what to publish. As I'm going through these, if any of these relate to you, put ouch in the chat box. If you feel like I'm talking to you, just put ouch in the chat box. Like, so the problem that I'll find when people who are great writers and they don't succeed, one of them is they don't know how to get started or they don't know what to publish. Right? The ouches. You guys are funny. The ouches are in here. I love it. Deborah True has got the ouch. All right. Oh, shit. Tell Baker. I love it, Jane. Woo. April says that is me. All right. The other problem is they think that it'll cost more than it actually does. Like, so they don't get started. They think that, man, I need like a ton of money. I've got responsibilities. I've got a family. I've got children. I've got grandchildren. Maybe I've got this, that, right? But I just don't have it right now. I've got my mortgage. I've got my rent to pay. I've got to put food on. I've got my car payment. So we think that it'll cost more than it actually does. And again, if you see anything that relates to you, don't just stop at the one ouch. Put ouch in here because you guys are helping me out. The other problem that I find is they end up taking longer to complete their books than they need to. They end up taking longer to complete their books than they need to. I want you to answer me honestly in the chat box right now, just with a number. How many months or years has it taken you to complete your book? Put it in the chat box, and I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it off, but I just want to know. You guys are my avatar, ladies and gents, so I want to know how many months or years. Give me. You can say like 1 year. You can say 25 years, whatever it might be. All right. Okay, thank you for that input. Very cool. So that helps me big time. Now, the other problem is they don't know how to properly market and sell their books. Right? This is a big ouch for everyone. They don't know how to properly market and sell their books. This was me. And when I saw this and I plugged it in with writing series, oh my gosh, I became unstoppable. When I learned the simple basics of marketing, and there's only one platform that you have to use. Would you guess what that platform is when it comes to marketing? Guess what that platform is when it comes to marketing? Do what I do, not just what I say. Where did you see me advertising at? It's the same place that I advertise my books as well. Boom, Facebook. So you saw this training notification on Facebook. What do you think I advertise my books on Facebook? Now, here's the thing. I publish everything under a pen name. I don't publish any of my books under my real name. And the reason why is because I used to publish a lot of my books under my real name, and because I teach so many people, right? As I would talk about, man, I've got these books that are making, 10,000 a month or 15,000 a month. As I would share that, guess what people would do? What do you think they would do? Put it in the chat box. They would go and rip me off, right? So I stopped publishing under my real name, and I only publish under a pen name right now. Right? Now, for you guys, you can publish under your real name because you're not training people, you're not teaching thousands and tens of thousands of people, right? So, but for me, I only publish under a pen name. So now you can't find it's hard. You won't be able to find any of my books, right? Now, the other problem is they doubt that they or their material is good. How many people feel that your written books or that you are good enough? How many people suffer from imposter syndrome here? I'm going to stick on this one for a second because this is a big one right here. And I want you to put the ouch in the chat box if this is you. If you doubt that you or your material is good enough for someone to buy, or if you doubt that someone will buy your book, put an ouch in the chat box. Let's see who's being honest here. When I speak to authors, and like I said, I speak to thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people, right? And this is a big problem. It's the imposter syndrome. And I will tell you that this is not a reflection of you. Everyone suffers from imposter syndrome. Everyone does. Everyone does. You get over it by taking the action, publishing your book anyway. And you know what helps you to get past this? Is when you get that first sale. You take the risk, 100%, April. Even your last name says it, April. The first three letters of your last name, try, says it. So you publish your first book, and you use what I'm going to teach you about marketing. You use what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to continue to teach you about series. And you publish, and when you start to get those sales, that helps you to overcome imposter syndrome. Now, here's the bad news. Imposter syndrome is never going to go away. It's always there. All right? But now, as you get better at it, you learn to ignore it. Now, here's the other thing. They lost sight of what inspired them to start writing in the first place. If you've been trying to publish your book for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you will lose sight of what initially got you excited about wanting to write a book in the first place. How many people have been here? We're going to be honest. And I'm here to tell you that if you have a book, a fiction book, all right? If you have a nonfiction book, yes, you can apply this to a writing course. Absolutely. Right? If you have a fiction book idea, it is your duty to get it out. It is your duty to get it out. The reason why is because you might be able to help someone who is in a place of desperation right now. You might be able to help someone who's on the brink of suicide. You might be able to help someone who just lost someone important to them. You might be able to help someone who just went through a divorce. You might be able to help someone who just got some bad news about their health. You might be able to help someone who just really needs to take their mind off of life because life has not stopped lifing. And with a fiction book, you can take them into this zone that takes them out of their current state of reality and into your book. If you've got a romance book, you've got a mystery book, you've got a sci-fi book, you've got a thriller, right? And you're taking their mind off of a situation that might be so heavy on them right now. Do you understand that? Like, it is your duty to never lose sight of what inspired you to start writing in the first place, what gave you that idea for your book. It is your duty. When I first started to write, one of my mentors said that. He said, Ty, it is your duty. All right? Casey, I'm going to show you how to sell your books. I'm going to show you where to sell them. Stick with me. All right? Now, do you think that it would have been fair to me to just keep all of this information that I just shared with you to myself? Not at all. I could. but it's my duty to help as many people as possible. It is your duty to be able to go in and write your book and to get it in front of as many people as possible. Right? What's your biggest challenge right now? Is it finishing your book? Is it getting readers? Is it marketing? Or is it something else? Right? Casey, I saw where you just said you don't know where and how to sell your books. Everyone else, what's your biggest challenge right now? Is it finishing your book, getting readers, marketing, or something else? Put it in the chat box. What's stopping you from getting past the thing that you think it is? Figuring out what to do first. So give it to me. Let's see. Put it in the chat box. Marketing, finishing the book, right? So most authors who try to do it on their own, they struggle with three big problems. It is writing and finishing the book. What's problem number two? Publishing and formatting the book. What's problem number three? Marketing and selling copies, right? And based on what I'm saying in the chat box, you guys fit into all three of these, right? Some of you might be problem number one. That's your biggest obstacle. Some of you might be problem number two. Some might be problem number three, marketing and selling copies. Okay. Right. So here's the thing. That's why I created the book series Secrets Framework. Because regardless of if you fit into any of them, this is going to help you out. And now I want to share it with you. So I want to give a small group of people like the entire framework process, like all of the steps, the map, the formulas, everything. Is that okay? Do you mind if I share my book series Secrets Framework with you? Give me a yes if you don't mind if I share this thing with you. Put it in the chat box and I'll share the entire process with you. All right. So if I just do the big yes in there with all caps, boom. Talk about you are a really cool guy. You people are really cool. I love this. Is that okay? So comment yes. So as I mentioned, I spent 2 years and thousands of dollars studying what makes a series great and best-selling books in general. And now instead of you taking years to figure this all out, I want to help you compress time by giving you the things that I've learned that helped me to be successful with my series and books. And I want to do so over the period of a 6 week workshop, just 1 day a week, 90 minutes a day. So just about the same amount of time that we spent here. All right. So that each session, I can take you step by step through the entire series creation process. So when you see how simple it is, you'll realize what the major publishing houses and well-known authors have known and have been keeping from you all this time. So you'll be able to go, it'll be a 6 week program. You'll be able to watch it whenever you have time because I know that your time is tight, right? So there's no way that I could include everything that you need to know into a short presentation like this. So I literally just scratched the surface on just one of the elements in the entire framework. And that's why I wanted to do something extra special for everyone in attendance here today. So that's why I decided to do three things for you. So today, as I said, I scratched the surface of one of the elements in the entire framework. How many elements did I say there are for fiction? Right? How many elements? Who was paying attention? How many elements did I say there are for fiction? Right? There's 11. And then for nonfiction, how many did I say there are? There's 10. Right? So I just gave you one of those elements. So I'm going to share the rest of them with you. So first, for everyone that takes action on what I'm about to share with you, you'll also get access to the slides and the replay of this training. Who here would like to have the slides and a replay? Give me in a chat box. You'll be able to download them totally free with a special link that will be added to your private book series secrets members area. Right. And then secondly, because this step is so powerful, I'm also going to give you a book series secret structure prompt that I just used, right, as a thank you bonus. So I'm going to give you that prompt so you can go in and you can use it. I'm going to give you both the fiction and the nonfiction versions. And then third, like I really wanted to go above and beyond for you today. So I decided to turn like this entire training and the full framework into an actual full 6 week step-by-step masterclass so that you can get your own fiction and nonfiction book series and email list. Remember, the email list and the marketing are important. I'm going to show you how to do that as soon as possible. Now, what I'll share in this training are the secrets that I've personally spent thousands of dollars on to acquire and that have helped me to be super successful with digital publishing. And in it, I'm going to hold your hand, just like I did today, and I'm going to walk you through each of the elements step by step. You'll get everything in a recorded, easy to follow along modules, as well as access to all of the tools and or resources that I might share during the training. So by the end of the class, you'll know 100% without a doubt how to build out a fiction or a nonfiction email series of any genre the right way, as well as how to build your own email list and how to market your books so that you can use these to start to promote and sell your books on and off of Amazon, right? So there's no more guessing. You're not going to take years to finish the stuff. There's no more getting stuck. And even with all of this, I still wanted to take things one step further. So who here has ever heard the saying, the money is in the list? If you've ever heard that saying, the money is in the list, right? Don't just depend on Amazon. Control your list because Amazon could shut down at any moment. They could start charging you more to publish your books. There's all types of things. They could say, hey, I don't like your book, take it off our platform. That's why you always want to be able to have your own email list and have a way to sell your books independently if you needed to. So this type of education is easily worth thousands and thousands of dollars, especially if you actually do something with it. So I know this without a doubt because I personally have spent thousands in years of hard work researching, reading, studying, and just trial and error, just learning how to do it. But you're not going to have to spend years getting it right. I've already done that for you, right? You probably see it all the time with training programs, and even some events may typically charge upwards of 10,000 to 20,000, but you're not going to pay that either. Even though, in my opinion, right, it's more than worth it. So what I wanted to do as a favor to you and the entire community is make the masterclass training accessible to every single person who wants the information. So I wanted to make this a complete no-brainer for everyone that sees this. I wanted to make it like a drop dead, oh my God, I have to have this. So that's why I decided to offer you complete access to the entire Book Series Secrets 6-week masterclass, including all the resources at an incredibly deep discount. In fact, I decided to do something so big that I actually don't normally do this. That's why when you take me up on what I'm about to give you, in exchange, I'm going to give you something extremely special. And this one is for all the action takers. Like, this is your reward for yourself. You guys are always doing good stuff and nice stuff for other people. Isn't it time that you did something for yourself? So in just 6 weeks, 1 day a week, I'll show you step by step how to put everything that I've shared with you during this webinar into place much quicker using my book series secrets framework. You'll learn how to properly structure your fiction and nonfiction book series using all of the same elements found in some of the world's most successful books, right? One by one, I'll show you how to quickly complete all of the books in your series, whether you're writing a 3-book series or a 7-book series or a 5-book series or a 4-book series. So by week 6, you'll have an entire high quality 3 to 7 book series done. Who thinks that they can, who here, right, thinks that you can complete your entire book series within 6 weeks using what I'm going to teach you based off of what you saw today? Give me a yes. If you think that I can show you how to complete your entire series within 6 weeks, 100%. When you have the right recipe, when you have the right systems, when you know what to do, all right, in order, it becomes easier. Okay? It goes back to opening your mind and being open to everything and attached to nothing. So being open to new ways of doing things and not attached to the old way that you might have been doing it all along. So I'm going to show you what most super successful authors know, right? And that is how to build a list of raving readers who love what you create. This is how James Clear was able to go in and sell 25 million plus copies of a book, Atomic Habits. This is how the guy used his email reader list to get it up and running. And he had like this huge following that he built from his email reader list that the publishing houses came after him. It's no longer where you write something and publishing houses will come after you. They now want to know that you have a following. They now want to see that you have sold books. This is exactly what happened with 50 Shades of Grey. They saw that the author was able to go in and sell books on their own. And now the publishing house says, okay, you have a following. You've been able to sell books on your own. And it doesn't have to be a gazillion books. And now they know that because the concept has been proven, you've already shown that readers are interested in your book. You've got people that are buying. They can now take their publishing machine money and their reach and their influence and put that behind your book that already has momentum. Does that make sense? They no longer will gamble on a book or on an author, okay, that does not have any proven track results. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay? So, once your book series is complete, I'll show you how to market it so that each and every book within it, right, starts to market itself and sell the other books and attract new readers. Right? So every week for 6 weeks in a row, you'll have a new training module unlocked in your book series secrets members area. Right? So when you take advantage of the special offer right now, you'll get access to everything, including the full 6-week book series secrets program. So even if you don't have the time to go through this right now, you can go in and get access to this, and you will have you can go in, you can log into the members area, and you can access it at any time. So Jane just asked a question. She says, I'm about to take your course creation class. Can I take this class next? You can get access to this training right now today, Jane. I'm going to give you the link to go get access to it, and you'll be able to go in at any time, whenever you have time. Right? So even if you don't have the time today or tomorrow or this week or this month, or this year, you can go in, you'll have your login, you can go in, you can access it at any time. Does that sound good to you guys? Give me a yes if that sounds good. All right. So type the website address that you see on your screen when I give it to you, and you're going to get access to the entire 6-week book series Secrets Master class. I'm going to show you how to properly structure your fiction and nonfiction book series. I'm going to show you how to release a high quality 3 to 7 book series multiple times over. Don't just do it once, like do it multiple times over. You now will have the formula. It's like baking a cake. You'll know how to do this. You can even go share it with other people. I'll show you how to build a list of raving readers who love what you create. I'm going to show you how to market each book so that every book sells itself and the other books in your series. And then you're going to get one new training module released each week because I don't want you to get to a point where you're just going crazy with this. All right. The other thing is it's going to be a rinse and repeat process where you can complete and you can publish multiple books. Okay. Now, this is the Facebook training. So for those of you that saw the notice of, pay attention to this because you want this. If you are an author that has an idea for a book, if you are currently writing your book, or if you already have a book that you finished or multiple books, you want this. This is going to be for those of you that have problems with marketing or you don't know how to market or you've never marketed, this is a complete training that I did the other day. This was a training that I did for my high ticket clients. And what do I mean by that? These are the people that spent $1,000 on one of my courses, that spent $1,997, that spent $2,497, that spent $5,997, that spent $5,000, that spent $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, or $25,000. Because I have courses that range in all of those prices. So for all of my students that spent $1,000 to $25,000 with me, I held a special Facebook meta ads training that taught them how to sell their books, their courses, and other digital products using Facebook and Meta. It is a 2.5 hour training. I started this at 8 p.m. Eastern. I started it on Monday, and we didn't end until 10 p.m. I showed you how to create your ad creators so that you attract people, your ideal avatar. I showed you how to even go in and use platform called HeyGen, which is an AI platform. So you can go and you can create video avatars. So for those of you that don't want to be on camera, I showed you how to do this whether you don't want to be on camera or if you do want to be on camera. I showed you how to use AI to go in and create multiple representations of your ideal reader. Here's something that I want to share with you. If you never thought about this, and I guarantee that you never thought about this, think about your avatar. The person that's going to read your book might be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They might be in their teens. They might be kids, right? They might be black. They might be white. They might be Spanish. They might be Asian. They may be, who knows, in the US and Canada. When you're running ads, you want to have ads that represent as many different people who fall into your avatar readership as possible. And with AI, it is very easy to do that in literally like 15 minutes. So I showed you how to do that on this training. The reason why you want to advertise to a variety of individuals that meet your your avatar profile is because if you're just advertising, let's say if you were just advertising to blonde, blue-eyed, white women, right? You would attract those individuals through your ads because they see people that look like them, but then you might miss out on the Asian guy that also might want to read your book, right? You might miss out on the black woman that might also want to read your book. People will go in and click on ads that show people that kind of look like them higher than those that will not. Does that make sense? And when you go in and you have a variety of ads, you now cast a wider net and you want to be able to go in and market to everyone. right? The more people that you can market to, when you go in and you look at my following, I cater to everyone. I don't care about your age. I don't care about your color. I don't care about your religious preferences. I don't care about your political preferences. Nothing, right? You want to be able to do not leave money on the table. Do not leave readership on the table. So this training is a 2.5 hour training that I plan on selling, but it's going to be 100% free for the first 50 people that get in before this webinar ends. I was going to say the first 100 people, but I changed it. I don't want to give it to everyone. So the first 50 people that get in before today's webinar ends today. This is a special surprise that I just added in as we're doing this live right now. Now, if you're watching a recording, then of course it wouldn't be live, right? So how many people want this training? This training right here, I went in and I broke it down. I brought in one of my staff members, one of my team members, Des. She shows you how to do the UGC portion of it. So you go in, you can create the videos, aspects of it. This is a training that I plan on selling for $2,500. Do not share it with anyone once I give you access to it, please. All right, please. All right, so overall, we focus on helping you build a strong foundation for long-term success. So you have three different investment options, right? You have a 6-month access option, right? And they are all the same. So they all contain the exact same content. The only thing that's different is the length of time that you get access to the program, the Book Series Secrets program. So we have 6 months access, we have a 12-month access level, and we have a lifetime access level, right? 6 months, 12 months, lifetime access. Now, they each contain the same information as I just said. The difference in pricing is the length of time that you get to be a part of a Book Series Secrets program. Okay. Now you'll choose the perfect package and you'll get in. So this is the one that's the most popular, the lifetime access, because again, you can go in, you can just get access anytime you want, right? Now, if you are limited on time, you can go and you can watch the trainings whenever you have the time. So that time could be 2 o'clock in the morning, it could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it could be on a Sunday, it could be on a Friday. It's totally up to you. You can watch these trainings anytime you want. Now, I'm going to give you a very special pricing on this thing. Can you guess what it is that I'm going to price these at? Put it in the chat box. I want to play a game here. And I want to just, what do you think I'm going to offer this training to you for? Remember that some of you might be old enough to remember. I'm dating myself here. Well, I said I was 53. But show The Price is Right, where they would go in and they would guess the prices of something. How much do you think I'm Chantel, just try to throw something in there. No, there's no right or wrong, right? I want everyone to guess. And I'm going to do something special for those of you that do go in and just put something in there. Put any price in there. All right. All right. I'm just curious. Someone says $500. Someone says $1,200. Someone says 5,000. All right. Someone says $8,000. Okay. Very cool. Someone says 20,000. Rhonda says 999, the even numbers. All right. Come on, who else? Keep going. There's lots of people here. Oh my God, the numbers are coming in. 12,000. All right, 7,000. 2,000 here. All right, I see 3,100. That's a weird number to put in there. Okay, I see 700. Deborah says 249. All right, I see 6,666. That's a weird number. I'm going to stay away from that one. Jeez, I don't even know I even read that off. I see someone else who says 800. All right, keep going, keep going, keep going. I see 1,500. I see 1,700. I see 24. I see 2,500. All right, so I'm going to get to it. So warning, I want to prepare you for sticker shock. All right, I want to prepare you for sticker shock here. In the past, I've sold this for as much as what you see here, right? And I'm now testing mass traffic prices. So I'm running ads on Facebook and I'm testing mass traffic prices. You are going to get a massive discount by ordering now. Now, you're not going to pay these prices. This is what I have sold it for in the past. All right. And I'm going to give you a discount. I'm going to give you a price that I may never offer again. These are not your pricing options. I just want you to stick with me and take a look at, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go into Canva for a second. Look at what I've named this thing. You see what it says here? What does it say? Put it in the chat box. What does this say here? Can you see what my Canva slide is titled? Again, many of you saw this presentation. You saw the ad to sign up for this webinar on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, somewhere, right? What does it say here? Can you read it? Type it into the chat box if you can read this. It says price testing, right? I'm testing prices. so that I can mass market. You should always be testing prices. So take a look at this. Be ready for sticker shock. I've put together an offer so inexpensive compared to what I have sold this for in the past that it's a total no-brainer. And again, so in the past, for 6 months worth of access, I've sold this for $1,997. We've sold a lot of these, right? The growth level. In the past, for the 12-month access level, we've sold this for $2,497. Sold a lot of these. In the past, for the executive lifetime access, we've sold this for $5,997, right? And again, I said that the lifetime access is the one that's the most popular here. So I put together something that is a total no-brainer, especially you guys are super smart, so everyone is going to get this. So why am I doing this? Why am I giving you a super no-brainer price point? Why do you think I'm doing this? Well, it's because I want you as a customer. Now, I want you to do the same thing as you're marketing your books and your courses and anything else that you want to market. I want you to do the same thing. I want you to give your readers, your customers, your buyers, your clients, initially, I want you to give them something that is of so much value for such an inexpensive price that they go in, they buy it, they get results, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that Jane gave me that much value for such an inexpensive price. And now what do? They will now go in and buy everything else that you have. All right? Jane just said it. She says, I'm about to become a lifetime customer. Jane, can I use that testimonial? Let me know if I can use that testimonial. Can I use that? All right? Yes, 100% value add, right? It's a value add. So Jane just said, I'm going to go in. I want to share what she just said. All right? So now what happens is, okay, you get someone, you give them so much value at such an inexpensive price. You guys are going to be shocked. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm going to show you what the price of this thing is. I just want to take Jane's comment just now because she said that I could share it. Jane, can I use that in my marketing? You said I could, all right? So I'm going to go back. I'm going to grab Jane's comment. And Jane, you are exactly why I'm doing this. All right? You are what you just said. I'm about to become a lifetime customer. That's exactly why I'm going to give you guys access to the Book Series Secrets program for the incredible price that I'm about to give it to you for. Because I want you to get so much value and so much results. I want you to be able to take this, put together your series, all right, and start to sell them, get results from your book sales that you now become a lifetime customer. Do you see what Jane just put in there? Can you guys see that? I just took it and I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to move this here. And now I'm going to show you what the price is on this thing. I'm going to give you this at a unbelievable no-brainer price point so that you come back and you buy over and over and over again. Okay? I want you to come back as many of my tens of thousands of customers. This is an event that I did recently. It's called my Kindle Cashflow Live event, KCF Live, right? And these people, they come, I asked them how many times have they bought from me? And many of them said 10, 20, 30 times. Some said so many times that they can't even remember. That's because the initial thing that they bought from me was of so much value that they came back. I want you to become a customer like these individuals, right? Like Wygret over here, or like Jim over here, or like Margaret over here, or like Vicky over here, or like Simeon, all right? Some of my other clients over here and customers, right? Like Gabby, she's a student of ours, right? So much so that I know her and her children and her husband, right? I want you to become a student like Namish over here or Jeff. Jeff is such a student of ours that he created a song. This is one of my coaches, Caroline over here. And we used to do this podcast called the Monday Morning Meetup. Jeff created a song for our podcast, the intro song, right? He's a lifelong student, a lifelong customer. So I'm going to give you guys such an incredible price on this thing that I want you to become a lifelong customer like many of my customers here. All right. I want you to become a lifelong customer like Elizabeth. All right. Like Nigel over here, like Sarah over here, like Shannon Walsh over here, like Judith over here, like Vicky, like Valerie, like Abigail. All right. So many people who are not on camera over here. Okay. So I want you to become a lifelong customer. Like our almost 20,000 people that are part of our Kindle Cashflow group. All right. So you will only get one shot at getting in at the lower price that I'm about to share with you. All right, just one. If you don't take advantage of it right now from this training today, you won't be able to do so again at a future date. you'll only be able to get in at the higher price because we only give one discounted chance like this per person. All right. Now, I don't have the ability to be able to tell if you've watched this again or not. We'll hopefully be able to work on a software that will allow us to do so. But again, you get one shot at this super discounted price that I'm going to give you. All right. One shot. You won't be able to take advantage of this in the future because you only get one discounted chance like this per person. I just want to make sure that everyone understands that. Give me a yes in the chat box if you understand that before I give you the price. All right. Give me a yes, 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 yes. All right. Outside of that, you're going to have to pay the normal price, the $1,997 for the 6 months worth of access, the $2,497 for the 12 months worth of access, or the $5,997 for the lifetime access. Do not let scarcity minded group thinking fool you out of an opportunity of a lifetime. What do I mean by group thinking? Group thinking is oftentimes when you go in like the writer groups or the author groups, you'll hear people talking about I'm a starving artist. Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. I cringe when I hear that. I grew up extremely poor. My mom grew up she had 7 or 8 kids, plus my nieces and nephews, and we would all be crammed in this one little house. My mom used to get state welfare under $500 to raise all of us. So I grew up really poor. So I know what group thinking can do. When you're around other people and you think, hey, look, I don't have the money is never a problem. Are you ready to see how inexpensive I've made this for you? Right? Only the first, like I said, I wanted to make this 50, 100, but I decided to change it to 50. Only the first 50 to order today from this presentation will get in at this price, so be quick when I give you this link. All right? Go in, visit www.kindlecastro.com/BSS to see the price and to go in and get access. I'm going to try to put the link in the chat box. All right, but I may not be able to, so you might not see the link in the chat box. I'm not going to share the price on here because I don't want to share a price on here and it be a lower price. And then if someone's watching the replay of this, or if they're watching the recording and they go in and they visit that link, and then the price is now much higher. All right, so I want you to go in, visit the link that I just gave you, choose which access level that you want to get in, and go in and get in at that access level and do so now. All right. So again, you're going to be surprised when you see how inexpensive I have made this thing for you. And again, most people take the lifetime access level here, right? Because that's the one that gives you the most value. You can go in and get access to it, next year if you have to, 2 years from now, if you don't have the time now, you can go in at any time. All right. So go in, visit that link. Let me know if the link is working for you. Can you let me know? Give me a yes in the chat box if the link is actually working for you. You are going to be surprised. And I know some of you are on phones. So give me a yes in the chat box if you can get that link, if the link is actually working for you. All right. Thank you. All right. For the yeses that are in there. So go in. All right. And I know that you are on a phone. All right. Perfect. So you guys are on phone. A lot of you are on phones. You're able to get that link working. So that's perfect. So go in. Grab your copy of this thing right now. This is a test price that I'm testing. Again, I'm testing this because we're running ads on all of these different platforms that are here, right? I'm going to show you how to go in and market as well. And that is the URL that you'll use, kindlecastro.com/BSS. So kindlecastro.com/BSS. Now, here's the beautiful thing about it. I wanted this to be a no-brainer so that everyone could get in, even if finances was an issue for you right now. Now, at the price point, again, you should be able to go and use your Visa, your MasterCard, your Discover. But even if you don't have that ability, we provide every payment option that you could ever need, right? So click the link so that you could see the price point. Again, I don't want to share it on here because at some point I'm going to increase the price and I don't want to have a low price on here and then I've shared this recording with someone, they visit that, and now it's a much higher price, or it could be back to the normal prices. So we're giving you even buy now, pay later options. So if you want to go and use like Afterpay or Firm or Klarna, you can actually go in and get access to a training right now without paying anything right now. And you can make small, tiny monthly payments or even weekly payments if you wanted to. You can also pay using Cash App if you wanted to. Right? You could pay using Apple Pay. You can pay using Google Pay. You can pay using Amazon Pay. You could pay using American Express, Discover, Visa, MasterCard, Your Good Looks, right? So you could pay using crypto. So we're giving you so many different options. Now, once you have gone in, right? And if you are in the middle of placing your order right now, give me a one because I want to make sure that everyone that I'm giving these bonuses to get access to these bonuses. So give me a one if you are in the middle of placing your order. I don't want you to lose out on those bonuses and everything else. All right. So lots of ones coming in. Wow. All right. So be quick, guys, because also don't want you to miss out on being one of the first 50. There's tons of people that are saying one here. So the chances of you missing out on being one of the first 50, if you take too long, right, could be a very real thing. Now, I heard something by Blade author Napoleon Hill. He says, and do me a favor, do not put the price that you see on the page in the chat box, because again, we're going to be increasing the price for those that are watching at a later time. And you might be seeing a much lower price right now. So please do not share that price in the chat box and put a one in the chat box if you're trying to get your order in, because I want to make sure that everyone gets those bonuses, at least everyone within the first 50 today. Okay. So again, you can use one of these buy now, pay later options to get access now and make payments later. So small, tiny monthly payments you can make. You can even make small weekly payments. You can use Affirm. You can use Afterpay. You can use Klarna, right? You can use any of these buy now, pay later options. We don't get your personal information. These are independent companies. They process billions of dollars worth of transactions, billions of dollars worth of transactions, all right? So they are very safe to use. It is not a hard check, credit check, so it will not impact your credit to go in and find out if you're approved or not. But if you go in, try with Affirm first. They're usually the easiest to get approved through. If you're not using like your Visa, your MasterCard, your credit card, or something like that, or Apple Pay. Then if you get declined by Affirm, don't give up, right? Someone says it's taking a minute to load. That's totally fine. Yep, and that happens. Takes a minute sometimes. What exactly is taking a minute to load? Is it the page or is it the order form? Or let me know. Right? So if you get declined by one, just go in and try another one. Right? So again, kindlecashflow.com/BSS. Right? Type the link below into your browser to see what your monthly payments will be if you decide to get access using one of our buy now, pay later partners. All right. So again, we give you multiple options to go in and get in. Now, pay close attention to this. Pay very close attention to this. All right. If you are using like the buy now, pay later option, if you're not using your credit card to go in and order, right, here's what you're going to do. All right. You're going to go in, you'll fill out every single field that's on the form. So fill out every single field that is on the form. So every single field that you'll see, fill it out. Okay. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you want to make sure that if you're going to use like Affirm or Klarna or Afterpay, that you go in and um, you hit this Learn More button. This Learn More button will tell you what your weekly payments will be or what your monthly payments will be, because most of you are probably going to take the monthly payment option. So if you hit that, right, you first go in, you select which platform you want to pay using, so Affirm or Klarna, or if there's a drop down right here, if you're on like your desktop, I'm not sure what it's going to look like on your phone, but from your desktop, you're going to see the drop down here. Okay, and that will show you Affirm or Afterpay or Klarna if you don't see it here. Click the Learn More button, and that will show you what your monthly or your weekly payments will be. You'll be surprised by how tiny and small these payments are. Extremely tiny and small. Now, here's the other thing. The first time that you try, you might get declined. That's fine. That happens to a lot of people. Go in and don't give up. You try one of the other options. You can try, if you get declined by like Affirm, go try Klarna. If you get declined by Klarna, hit this drop down menu and try Afterpay. Okay, lots of people coming in. All right, Rhonda, I see that your order is in. Michael, yours is in. Jason, I see that yours is in. Melissa, yours is in. Diane, yours is in. All right, more people. I'm not going to call off all the names because as you can tell, I'm kind of getting a little bit hoarse. And I've got so much more cool information that I want to share with you, including giving you the bonuses. But if you do get declined, keep trying. Now, if you're trying one of our buy now, pay later options, please know that they're going to send you a text message, right? That text message might have to, it confirms that you are the person trying to place an order. So the text message or an email might be a confirmation code that they'll send you. All right. So make sure that you go in and you check that confirmation code that they send you. Okay. Make sure that you check that confirmation code that they send you. Okay. So make sure that you do that. Now, the other thing is, don't give up, guys. I read a quote by the late Napoleon Hill, author of the book Think and Grow Rich. And in it, he says the difference between unsuccessful people and poor people and rich people and successful people are, he says, rich people, they'll see an opportunity and they make a decision quickly. Successful people tend to make these decisions extremely quickly. They see something that they know is for them, their heart speaks to them, and they're on it. They're like, okay, that's for me. I know that this is the deal. I'm on it. He says unsuccessful people, poorer people, and I'm not slighting anyone because trust me, I grew up extremely poor. He says oftentimes they'll see something and they take forever to decide if that's for them. They don't listen to their heart. They don't listen to their intuition. They will take forever to decide if it's for them. And they give up quickly. I'm asking you if you're having difficulties placing your order right now. I had a program the other day that I was selling for $5,997. Jane, is that you? Jane says that's me. Is that you that it takes forever to decide? Thank you for being honest here. All right. So here's the thing. Now that you know that, you can now overcome that, right? If you know that you have, I see so many orders that are coming in. So congrats to everyone. I'm not going to call off all of the names, all right? But keep placing your orders in there, guys. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now, if you know that that's you, guess what happens? You now can overcome it. The brain is this protective mechanism. This is why this happens, right? Because the brain is a protective mechanism. The brain wants to keep you safe. It wants to keep you away from things that could potentially harm you. It wants to keep you safe. And this goes back to way back in the caveman days when we used to have to run from lions and tigers and things like that. So the brain says, okay, I can be nice and safe in this environment where I'm at right now, and I don't have to change. I don't have to do anything different. Because if I do something different, then there might be risk there. Even if that risk benefits you. Do you see how that makes sense? But oftentimes you see your biggest growth. Deborah says, I am in. Congrats. Boom. All right. April, what country are you in? I'm curious. Let me know. All right. And do you see what payment options do you see there, April? Now, for those of you, oh, Canada. So, April, you don't see Affirm or Klarna or Afterpay in Canada? So you don't see any of those? I'm curious by that. Affirm, Afterpay, or Klarna. All right, let me know. And for those of you that are in, check your email as well. So you have a email from us, and that email shows, it gives you your login information, right? So it'll give you all of your login details. So in that email, okay? So it says Cash App only, right? So it doesn't give you, that's very interesting. I know that in certain areas in Canada, um, it'll show different things. Now, for those of you that are paying by any payment method, make sure that you're at the very top. April, you can also pay using Cash App. I'll show you how you can use that as well. So at the very top, you're going to fill out your name, your first and your last name, then your email address, your phone number, your full address. Don't rush. So make sure that you fill this out correctly. All right. All right. Ah, that might be it, April. That makes sense. I live in the middle of nowhere. That makes sense. All right. And then your zip code or your postal code, if you're in Canada, like April, make sure you fill out everything here. Now you'll notice that I purposely have the prices kind of blurred out here. Don't share this, all right? Because again, this is a special testing price that I'm using as we're running our ads and until we find our sweet spot with our testing. Okay, so make sure that you don't share this. All right, so you're going to complete every field, top and bottom, found on the order form before submitting your order. All right, before submitting your order. So you'll go in, you'll do that. And then, right, after you do that, then you go in and you can push your order through. All right. And again, this is our most popular, our lifetime access. All right. Most people will go in. Okay. All right. Totally get you, Jane. All right. Type this link into your browser, kindlecashflow.com/BSS. All right. kindlecashflow.com/BSS. Please note, like I reserve the right to take down this offer or to increase the price at any time now. All right. Join now, go in, lock in at the lowest price possible. If you come back later or if you watch this on replay, the price may be much higher. But this price for access to the entire book series secrets, even if you have to pay for $5,997, Jane, later, right, it will be worth it. This 6-week program is an amazing value. So type the website address that you see on your screen below into your browser or click on the link in the chat box right now to get everything for a one-time payment. You more than likely will have to go in. I'm going to see if I can put the link into the chat box, but more than likely you're going to have to go in and type this link into your browser. It's super simple, kindlecashflow.com/BSS. Don't let this opportunity slip by, guys. So in the past, I've sold this as much as what you saw in the other screenshots, $5,997 for lifetime value. Um, it was a 2000 something for the 12-month, the 1 year access, right? So uh, Ron says, I love getting quotes directly from you guys as we're doing this thing now. So Ron says, lifetime is the only way to go, especially at this price. I don't have any extra money right now because of a big commitment recently made, but this is too good to pass up, right? And then I had asked him if I could use this, just as I had asked someone else earlier, Jane, I think it was. And he says, it is okay to use. He's got it. He was rushing. He was trying to get his order in so fast, like many of you, that he kind of jumbled his words up together here. All right. So again, get your order in. All right. In the past, again, I've sold this for as much as what you see here. I'm now testing mass traffic prices. All right. I'm testing my sweet spot with running these ads. So you're getting a massive discount by ordering now, one that I may never offer again. Typically, this would be, and if you, and look, $1,997 for 6 months worth of access. This would still be an incredible deal. As I said, we've got a lot of people that have paid this price. Premium 12 months worth of access for $2,497. Lots of people that have paid this price. The executive lifetime access for $5,997, right? We've got people that have paid this price as well. It's an incredible deal at these price points. But because I'm testing Facebook ads right now, Meta ads and YouTube ads, and Instagram ads and TikTok ads and anything else, tons of platforms we're testing. I'm testing out a different price point just to see what's going to work best at mass traffic levels. I'm purposely not sharing the price point here because again, all right, it's going to increase at some point more than likely. All right, it's going to increase at some point more than likely. All right, so go in and get your order in. And again, if you get declined, keep trying, right? This is what happens. Oftentimes in life, we'll find that there's these obstacles right when, right, we're about to have our breakthrough. There's something that says, okay, I'm going to see how bad you really want this thing. Like, I'm going to really see how bad, I'm going to give you these obstacles. I'm going to put these obstacles in front of you to see how bad you really want it. And if you really want it, you'll keep trying. If you really, really want it, you'll keep trying. Right? So sometimes we'll see this, and sometimes you'll see where, you'll have these things that are so difficult to overcome that some people, not most, but some people just give up. Right? It comes with a 100% money back guarantee, so I know that you guys are not the ones that give up. You sign up for this program, and if within 30 days from the date that you joined, you're not satisfied, we'll refund every penny that you paid us for us. All right? So again, kindlecashflow.com/BSS. I'm also going to give you, for those of you that are the first 50 to get in before this webinar ends, you're going to get this special surprise bonus training. All right. Chantel, don't worry about answering right now. That's just our automated system that says thank you for being a customer. We're just calling you to thank you. All right. It's an automation. It's AI actually. Remember, I told you I'm going to teach you guys how to use this AI stuff so that you can be doing one thing and then the AI is working for you as well. All right. So there you go. So type this link into your browser, kindlecashflow.com/BSS. All right. And this is going to take you through this entire process of understanding how to run your series. All right. So how to run your series here, how to put this thing together in like no time. All right. Chantal, I also see that you got your order in. Congrats on that as well. All right. So most authors spend years trying to figure this out on their own or hire marketing agencies that can be costly. This program provides expert guidance and structure to help you move forward with clarity. All right. This is one of my favorite books, Stephen Pressfield here, from the book The War of Art, not to be confused with the Art of War. He says, don't prepare, begin. Our enemy is not lack of preparation. The enemy is resistance. Our chattering brain producing excuses. Start before you are ready. Who here has ever read this book? Who here has ever read this book? If you have never read this book, The War of Art, I highly suggest that you get it. Jane, this is going to be a good one for you. This is a book that was created specifically for authors and writers and creators. And in it, he talks about resistance. He says resistance is this thing that keeps us from the thing that we most want to do or that we should do. The thing that we're consistently thinking about, the thing that we keep coming back to every so often, the thing that, in our head seems like the most difficult thing, but it's really our North Star. It's our calling. And resistance keeps it away from us. He says resistance can come in the form of so many different things. It could be, us just being not ready, or at least convincing ourselves that we're not ready. It could be us just going in and saying, you know what? I'm going to come back to it at a later time. Resistance could be, when you sit down to go write, suddenly your phone starts to ring. Suddenly people are sending you text messages. Suddenly you feel like you should go over on YouTube or Instagram. That's resistance. He says, but when you see the thing that most speaks to your heart, if you're still watching this is speaking to your heart. He says you need to answer that call. Don't wait until you're ready. Don't wait until the ideal time, because those moments will never come. He says when you see it, you pounce. So this is the program again. I'm going to give it to you again before we go into the bonuses. All right. In just 6 weeks, 1 day a week, I'm going to show you step by step, right, how to put everything that I've shared with you during this training into place much quicker using my book series secrets framework. Right. You'll learn how to properly structure your fiction or nonfiction book series using all of the same elements found in some of the world's most successful books. Give me a 1 if you have ever been on a training with me before. Put a 1 in the chat box. I'm just curious. How many people have ever been on a training with me before? Or give me a 2 if this is your very first time. Put a 2 in the chat box if this is your very first time. All right. Give me a 1 if you have ever been on a training with me before. If you have ever been on a training with me before, you know that I go above and beyond. I go above and beyond. All right. So 2, I see lots of 2s. All right. All right. I see 1s. Okay. Very cool. So many. All right. So now here's the thing. With this training, this is going to be no different. I'm going to make sure that you learn how to do this stuff and you do it quickly so that you can get started, you can get on with your life. 1 by 1, I'm going to show you how to quickly complete all of the books in your series. So books 3 to 7, whether it's a 3-book series or a 7-book series, or 5-book series, or a 4-book series. So by week 6, you'll have your entire 3 to 7-book series done. I'm going to show you what most super successful authors know, and that is how to build a list of raving readers who love what you create. Once your book series is complete, I'm going to show you how to market it. We're going to use that training that I did for my high-end clients, so folks that spend between $1,000 to $25,000 with me. You're going to get access to that training so you can go and you can start marketing your books. All right? So that each book also works to market and sell the other books and attract new readers. We're also going to work on building out your email reader list. All right, so every week for 6 weeks in a row, you'll have a new training module unlocked in your book series secrets members area, 1 module at a time, so that you get results and you don't jump ahead. No exceptions. All right. Now, give me a 1 in the chat box if you are still trying to place your order, because I don't want anyone to lose out. Give me a 1 in the chat box if you're still trying to place your order. All right, because I'm going to cut this thing off in a minute. I want you to make sure that you get it. I'm going to give you the bonuses in just a minute as well before we end out. So when you take advantage of the special offer right now, you'll get access to everything, including the full 6-week book series secrets program, right? You'll get everything that I mentioned here. We'll also go through how to market. So now is your chance to join an elite group of publishers who have industry insiders fast track. All right. So you have people that have the industry insiders fast track that are part of this program. So you have 3 different investment options to fit different author needs. We've got the 6-month program, the 12-month program, and the lifetime access. All right. So go in, and I see folks that are putting the 1 in. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes. Please don't give up. You might have some difficulty. I saw I think it was Chantel who said that she was having some difficulties. She kept going. Like, that's how you do it. Chantel was having difficulties getting her order placed, and she just kept going. She just kept going. She kept going. That is, again, it's how bad do you really want it? Sometimes it could be easy to say, I want to do something. I want to go put my book out there. I want to learn how to become a better marketer. And then when we're given a chance, we don't take the action needed. We don't take the action needed. All right. So each of these different levels contain the same information. The difference in pricing is the length of time that you get to be a part of a book series secrets program. That's the only difference right there. All right. Now, you'll choose the perfect package for you, where I'm going to show you how to launch your 3 to 7 book fiction or nonfiction book series. I'll show you how to learn how to properly grow your email reader list. I'm going to give you lifetime access to all of the bonuses and the resources. And then you'll get exclusive book series and list building coaching calls. Boom! Jane is in. I love it, Jane. You said at the beginning that you're going to become a lifetime client, and you are in. Jane, awesome. Jane, how long have you been following me? I'm curious because your name is extremely familiar. How long have you been following me? I know I've seen your name. Have we talked on the phone or something? Your name is extremely familiar. All right. So again, go in, grab the lifetime access if you can. Now, if you can't, I understand that. But this is going to be like your high value here. All right. Oh, Jane says I bought a lot of your courses. All right. Jane, can I use that as well? Jane, I got you all over my freaking presentations here. Can I use that? All right. So I'm going to go in, and this is again, guys, this is how marketing becomes easy. Once you start to get testimonials in, you just ask the individual if you can use, and I need to go back and grab this thing is really cool here. So this here is called Light Shot Screenshot. Go download that. Not now, once I'm done. Light Shot Screenshot. All right. Don't use my whole name. Call me Jane P. Okay, absolutely not a problem. I'm gonna have to go back in, and uh everyone could see your name, but I'm gonna go in and I'll blow this out, Jane. All right. But look, go in, and once you get readers who love your books, you say, "Hey, look, can I use your testimonial?" Right? And people are gracious. Like we really have some good people in the world. Regardless of what the media will show you, there's really good people that are in the world. All right? There's some really great people that are out there. So you can use Cash App as well. So you can go in, you can, right? She says, yes, I think you are incredibly smart. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate that. Okay. So you could go in, you can use Cash App as well. If you want to use Cash App, go in and just, you could go in, you can use your camera and you could just hit what you see right here. So you can hit that barcode that you see right there, QR code. All right. Told you I'm not the most technically advanced when it comes to this stuff. I called it a barcode. It's a QR code. Shows you how old I am as well. All right. Or you could send your payment directly to at Cohen Ty. Okay. At Cohen Ty. All right. So there you go. So you can use Cash App. Now look, guys, this stuff, learning how to just simply talk to your audience is going to be something that you want to do. And you could do this whether you're on camera, you don't, or off camera. You don't have to be on camera to do this stuff, right? Interacting with your audience, you get to know them more and more and more, and you get to have some fun. Like this stuff is fun. Getting to know like April, getting to know Jane, getting to know Rhonda here. Like this stuff becomes fun once you start to connect with your audience. All right? So that's what you want. And when you do that, you'll find your tribe. Now, oftentimes we'll say, okay, well, it's so hard for me to find people. That's because you were trying to plug into people that don't want to plug into you. Right? And it doesn't matter what your gender is, doesn't matter what your sexual preference is, doesn't matter what your age is, doesn't matter what your religion is, doesn't matter what your color is, all right? You will find people that will plug into you. There's 7 or 8 billion, some people say 9 billion people on the planet. Do you think that you could go and you can find a little bit of those people to be a part of your tribe? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. The thing is, the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And it is just going in and trying. Getting past the things, Jane, I've got your testimonial in here. I just went in and I put it in here. I'm going to show you in just a minute. I'm doing this in live time. So you guys can like this is if you're watching live, right? It's live. So I just took Jane's testimonial right from the chat box and I put it in here. And I got to figure out how do I get back out of here. Like this simple stuff like this, I couldn't do just a couple of years ago. But repetition is the mother of skill. Okay? So try, guys. Like when you have someone that's teach you, I didn't have someone to teach me this stuff. I had to learn it through trial and error. Now I'm taking all the years and all of the money that I've spent and I'm sharing it with you. And I'm sharing it with you at a no-brainer price. Every single person that's watching this thing, for the most part, right now has gotten in this thing. All right. She says, be sure to say I'm about to become a lifetime customer. I think I put that in the other one. I put that at the very first one that you gave me, Jane. So again, don't put the price that you see in the chat box because there's a good chance that I'm going to increase this price back to what it is. And again, this is your only chance to get in right now at this price. Don't come back later thinking that you're going to be able to get back in at the super duper no brainer. I'd have to be a fool to pass this up price. All right. Again, one last time, type that link into your browser. All right. KindleCashflow.com/BSS. We've give you multiple payment options. Even if you have to go in and use like one of these buy now, pay later options, you can't beat this, guys. Right? You can't beat it. Right? It is for you. Okay. So now I'm going to get to the prizes. I want to give you the prizes here, the bonuses that I offered you at the very beginning. I want to show you one more time how you can go in, you can place your order. Make sure that you're filling out everything here. So every single field that you see on the order form, right? And then you're going to scroll down. All right, and you'll see everything else there. You'll choose the payment option. You'll choose if you want to use a card. You'll choose if you want to pay using a firm. You'll choose if you want to use like Google Pay or Afterpay. It's going to be different for everyone. But if you're using like a firm or Klarna or Afterpay, then make sure that you hit the Learn More button so that you can see what your monthly payments are going to be. If you need to send money by Cash App, you can just use @Cohen and make sure you put in the note section your email address. Or you could send my support team an email at support@kindlecashflow.com. So it'll be support@kindlecashflow.com. Right? So we give you, so that's the email address, support@kindlecashflow.com. You could send your Cash App payment to @CohenTye and make sure that you put your email address in the notes. All right? And then you send my support team an email here telling them, look, I just ordered the BSS Book Series Secrets at Ty Cohen's no-brainer price. I couldn't resist, right? And I'm in. And you tell them what level you got, right? So again, I reserve the right to take down this offer or increase the price at any time. If you come back later or watch this on replay, the price may be much higher, but this price for access to the entire series is still worth it. It's like this program is so worth it because normally in the past, as I said, I've sold this for as much as what you see here. And in fact, if you go back and you find like one of the old recordings, you probably won't, but you'll see if you find a recording as of right now is when I'm doing this live. If you go and you look like a week ago, you'll see where this is what we priced it at. If you go and you look 6 months ago, you see what this was priced at. If you go and you look, right, 7 months ago, you'll see that this is what it was priced at. And if you look a week from now, you might see that we went back and priced it here again. Once I've gotten all of my testing data, I might just go right back to these prices. Right? So remember, it comes with a full 100% 30-day money back guarantee, right? I'm going to go over here and I want to start sharing the bonuses with you. I'm going to give you a link, so make sure that you write the link down really quickly or you take a screenshot. Remember, only the first 50, I was going to give this to 100, but I don't want to let everyone get this type of a discount in one day. So everyone that orders today from this, all right, will get in at this price. All right, so be quick. That's today. And you're also going to get, if you're one of the first 50, today from this training today. All right. Tomorrow might be different. Next day might be different. You're also going to get this Facebook and Instagram training. Dive into this thing. All right. So that's a special surprise. Don't share that. And now, here's the thing. One last time, we've surpassed our like you guys have even surprised me. We've broken records with this thing. I did not expect as many of you who have gotten in, even with it being a no-brainer, I didn't expect this many people to get into this thing. You guys have totally surprised me. So one last time, I want to ask you, put a one in the chat box if you are still trying to get your order in. Put a one in the chat box if you are still trying to get your order in, all right? And if you're having issues. So I'm gonna wait for about a minute or two, and then on the next page, I'm gonna give you bonuses, all right? So ones, I still have people that are putting the ones in. Okay, so keep trying, guys. Right? Don't give up. Now, here's the bonuses. While they are still trying to get their orders in, here's where you go in and get your bonus, right? It's going to be, make note of a URL and give it 1 hour before logging in. You're going to go in and visit kindlecashflow.com/BSSB. So it's just like the other link that I gave you, this one here, but at the end you're putting a B. And that is for Kindle Cashflow Book Series Secrets bonuses. You see how clever I got there? So kindlecashflow.com/BSSB. That's going to take you to a page like this. If you're like Jane and you're someone who already has some of our courses, then you can log in with your username and email address that you would typically use, right? If not, you'll see where it might say like proceed to checkout. You're not buying anything. As you can see, it says free. Right, you just go in, you'll set up your username and your password, and that's going to get you in. All right, that's going to get you in. So you're good to go. All right, that's going to get you in. So does everyone have that link? Give me a done or yes in the chat box if everyone has that link to get your bonuses. Let me know because I want to make sure that everyone has it. These are the bonuses that you're going to get. So you're going to get the series success framework. All right. Now, this works with both fiction and nonfiction. Again, you log in, give it about an hour. All right. You're going to get the bestseller series launchpad. The bestseller series launchpad works with both fiction and nonfiction as well. You're also going to get bonus number 3. This is like my holy grail. This is like the thing that I use to run my business as it relates to selling my books, like my Kindle books, my audio books, my physical books, my digital books. And this is also what I use to run my digital course business. So Jane, I know that you're interested in running digital courses and starting a digital course business as well. So this is what I use here. How many other people, I'm just curious, are interested in learning how to run a digital course business or start creating digital courses? I did an extremely, put course in the chat box if you're interested in that. I did like this really cool 7-day challenge where we were on for like an hour a day. And I just showed you guys how to build out your own digital courses. It was very cool. And I think Jane, were you on that? Maybe you were on that. I think maybe that's how you found out about it. All right. Oh, you were. Okay. So were you with us all 7 days, Jane? Man, you are a trooper. I knew I liked you for a reason. So if you want to learn about that, you can also, I'll give you a link to it. I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute here. But go in, all right, and grab the automatic marketing system. This is what I use to run all of my businesses. This is the automation I was telling you about. So whether you're an author that's a nonfiction or a fiction author, you can use this to go in and start, and you'll see this in your members area. So you'll see it in your members area. You can use this to send your emails, your automations. I'm giving you templates as well so that you don't have to think about like what to include in your emails. I'm giving you templates that you can use and you can kind of build off of those. You fill in the blanks, all right? I'm giving you templates so you can go and you can build out your funnels if you wanted to. You'll get fiction email templates as well as nonfiction email templates. We are also adding SMS templates to this. So fiction and nonfiction SMS templates. So you'll be able to send out text messages if you want. You do all of this. I do everything. I market from this one platform. I accept customers and payments from this one platform. So those of you that are in this program, you paid using this platform here. All of those payment options that I just gave you, they're all taken within this one platform here. All right. So this thing is I got rid of everything else that I used to use. I got rid of ClickFunnels. I got rid of Kajabi. I got rid of all of the other Infusionsoft, Keep, right? And everything's done in that one platform. So when you go and make sure that you sign up, As I give you that trial, make sure that you go and you sign up right away. So go check your members area, look for the AMS, the automatic marketing system, and you sign up right away so that you can get that free 30-day trial. You'll see three different options there. And then I'm also giving you my direct response from marketing for fiction and nonfiction authors. So you get that, all right? KindleCashflow.com/BSS. And then this is the Holy Grail. You're getting my success series secret, my successful series structured AI prompt as well. Right? Again, don't share this because I am going to sell it for a lot of money. Right? Don't share that. So all of those are found at that bonus link. Here's what it's going to look like. So your bonuses will look like this in your members area after you register. So they'll look like this in your members area, right? And that's it. So, ladies and gents, hopefully this has been a good training for you. I appreciate you sticking by and staying with us all this time. I do want to ask you, if you have not left me a testimonial, please go in, leave a testimonial. All right, if you have not gotten into the program yet, this is your last time to go in and get in because I am closing out. This is the link again, kindlecashflow.com/BSS. All right, I'm going to show you how you can go in and leave a testimonial for me. You can, oh, one last thing. I got another bonus for you. I forgot that this is an unannounced bonus. Go join our community for authors and writers. I'm going to start charging $97 a month for this. And by the time, all right, Chantel says, this has been the most useful training I've attended in forever. I love the way you put that in forever, Chantel. Can I use that? Let me know if I can use that testimonial. Again, I'm going to go in, I'll take it, I'll put it in right away. All right. Join our community for creators. It's publishlikeapro.com. Depending on when you watch this, again, we're live right now, but if you're watching the recording, then we might have already switched to this being a paid community. But right now, you can go in and get it for free. You can join it for free, right? By going to kindlecounsel.com / I'm sorry, not Kindle. I'm so used to say kindlecounsel.com. It's Publish Like a Pro, publishlikeapro.com, right? Publishlikeapro.com. So you go there and you could go in, and this is an incredible community of like-minded individuals. And that's what you want. You want to be around other authors and creators and uh, course creators that are doing stuff. All right. Oh, speaking of course creators, I forgot to give you guys the link to uh, go in and find out about the course creation process. Now, this is a very inexpensive program here. I'm going to show you. This is even more inexpensive than the one that I just shared with you. And it teaches you how to build out courses. But I want to share, I got to put Chantel's testimonial in here really quickly. Guys, ask your readers, ask your tribe, ask your customers for testimonials. As I said before, people are incredible. So I've got Chantel's testimonial here on this slide. If you want to learn how to go in and start building out your own courses, you're going to go here to kindlecashflow.com / week. And that's going to introduce you to our Product in the Week program. All right. Learn how. And this is basically learn how to create your own sellable digital course in less than a week. Oops. So kindlecashflow.com / week. All right. Now, grab that before I close out. I want to make sure that that works for you too. All right. So, Jane, I'm not sure if this is the program that you have. This might be a different one. Oops, that's not it. Oh, wait. That is it. That's it right there. Product in a week. All right. So kindlecashflow.com / week. That's it. Product in a week. All right. So you'll grab that and write that down or take a screenshot of it. kindlecashflow.com / week. Right? And that's a very cool, it's a very, very inexpensive course as well. I think every single person should have a digital course. I think everyone should learn how to build out digital courses. I had recently spent 3 weeks in the hospital. You know, I have sickle cell anemia and I had a really rough time with my health for a couple of weeks back, as of I'm doing this live right now. If you're watching the recording, then obviously it won't be weeks ago. But a few weeks ago, I spent 3 weeks in the hospital. I had a sickle cell anemia crisis, a flare up. And in those 3 weeks that I was in the hospital, I had, oh, and guys, as I'm telling the story, leave a testimonial for me in the chat. All right, so I can use it. I can put your name up in lights. I want to collect as many testimonies. You guys have been fantastic. So I would love to have some kind words from all of you. Only if you are okay with me putting your name up in lights and using it in my marketing. But while I was in the hospital for those 3 weeks, about a weekend, a week in, I had like this enormous sense of gratitude that came over me. And it was me being grateful for learning how to build out a digital business. Now, when I say digital business, I mean publishing Kindle books. I mean publishing audiobooks, publishing physical books and not digital. Publishing digital courses like the one that I'm giving you here, like the bonuses that I'm giving you, like the product in a week course, right? Because as I was in a hospital, and I have to put out an FTC disclaimer, I'm not saying that you're going to become rich doing what I'm about to share with you. Please understand this, right? I have to say this. But my understanding of learning how to build out digital courses and market allowed me to not have to worry about finances while I was in the hospital. It allowed me to focus on healing. My wife didn't have to worry about how groceries are going to get on the table. She didn't have to. We have two children that are in college right now as of this live training. We didn't have to worry about how our children's tuition is going to get paid. We didn't have to worry about how our mortgages are going to get paid. We didn't have to worry about how our car payments are going to get paid. And it's all because of what I have learned as relates to building out digital courses. Okay, digital courses, right? And I teach that to a degree in this kindlecashflow.com/week in my product of a week course. So if you're even remotely interested in learning how to build out courses, go in and visit that link as well. And again, I do have to put the disclaimer out there. I'm not saying that you're going to become a millionaire, right? We get people that buy this course all the time, right? As you've seen. But this is a great course and it is very inexpensive. You'll be amazed at how inexpensive this thing is, right? Uh, so this is the beginner-friendly path to creating a digital product that you can confidently sell for $97 or more. Jane, is this the one that you're in? I'm curious. Without overwhelm and potentially all within 7 days or less. Or are you in the one where I charged 20, we were charging 2,500, 24.97. Now it's 5,000. It's what is it? It's 7,997 now. All right. So go in. All right. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Jane. So you are in the bigger one. I got you. Okay. All right. So you're in the I think you're in the 2,500. What was it? $2,497. So that's the one you're in. Okay. All right. All right. So that's the one where we're building everything out for you, right, Jane? My team and I, we're building out your product and so we also have that as well. All right. So that is not available right now. So that one right now, Jane, I think I had offered 7 people that opportunity. So that's no longer available because we increased, well, it was no longer available at the price that you got in, Jane, $2,497. It is now, what is it now? It's 7,000. I'll show you what it is. Here, I'll show you guys. It is your own digitalbusiness.com. So it's now $5,997 or $7,997. So Jane, remember on that training I was saying when you say that you're going to increase the prices, make sure you increase the price. Because initially we were offering this at 2,000, which is what you got in at, I think $2,497. And now it's much higher, as you could see. All right. So this is where we build everything out for you guys. Your entire training program, your entire course, we build it all out for you. All right. So this has been fun. Go in. Uh, if you want to learn how to build out your own digital course, visit kindlecapsule.com/week. Go grab the product of the week training program. Leave me a testimonial here. And last but not least, I'm going to give you this chance to go in and set up a strategy call with Coach Caroline, who's one of my coaches. She's over in Britain. She was one of my students here. She's still a student, but she started as a student 4 years ago. She was extremely nervous to talk to me. We had a Zoom meeting. She followed what I teach in the Kindle cash flow program for selling Kindle books, and she started rocking and rolling and killing it. And she couldn't afford it initially. So she had to go in because that program, I think that program at the time I was selling it for $2,000, I think, maybe. I don't know, 1,000, and then we increased the price. So she had to put it on a credit card. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't it. She was in our Fast Pass program. Our Fast Pass program, which was 12,000, I think, and she had to put it on a program. Don't hold me to it. I can't remember which one she joined. But she had to put it, she was like, Ty, I couldn't afford it initially. I spoke to one of your coaches. I put it on a credit card. She put on two or three credit cards and she was able to get in, and it was the best thing ever for her because now she's killing it. All right. She's killing it. Rhonda, I'm excited that you're in as well. All right. I'm excited too. Boom. So schedule your free call. You could go speak to Caroline. She started as one of my students and now she's a coach. She's working on my team. We'll help you to get to that level that you need to be. This is a high-end program. All right. So we charge a lot for this. So if you want to go and schedule a call and see how we can help you, you can join our over 800 members that are part of this program. It's our Fast Pass program. Schedule a call, kindlecashflow.com/call. And with that said, we have come to the end of this thing. If you ever need help, you go and reach out to our customer support team by going to kindlecashflow.com/support. For those of you that still need to get in, I'm going to leave a link right here. It's kindlecashflow.com/BSS. Go in, get in, and I will see you. Make sure you leave me a testimonial. Thank you guys. Stay well. Enjoy your day. I'm actually going to leave this screen up so you could see what you would normally pay versus if you get in right now. So make sure you get in right now, kindlecashflow.com/BSS. The price that I have up there now is nowhere near what you see in terms of what we typically charge for it.